Yes, it's Monday, brought to you by Twin Peaks. The Athletic did an anonymous player poll on who will win the NBA Finals this year. Of the 146 votes, the Thunder got 50% of the results. Next was the Spurs at 25%. The Pistons were fifth overall, just 4.1%. But one player said, quote, they dictate the physicality of the game, and if you don't go in there and play physical with them, they'll beat you, unquote. Lions GM Brad Holmes spoke about the team's offseason free agent acquisitions. Holmes was also asked if the team had picked up the fifth-year options of running back Jahmyr Gibbs or Jack Campbell yet. He said no, but discussions are ongoing and have started. The Tigers have the night off. They'll start a 3-game series with the Royals tomorrow at Comerica Park. The Mets and Dodgers start a series tonight, which per ESPN will mark the highest combined payroll series ever in baseball history at $1.07 billion. The Red Wings have their second-to-last game of the season tonight against the Lightning. Face-off at 7 here on 97.1. Dylan Larkin was one of the NHL's 3 stars of the week after tallying 8 points. MSU football head coach Pat Fitzgerald is set to join Mark and Rico this hour right here on 97.1. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Otto. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Great to have you guys with us. Valenti with Rico. Voice slightly more annoying. Mark Ryan in for Mike all week long. It is great to have you guys with us, and we are rocking it out from now until 6 p.m. today. Completely and totally jam-packed. We've got Michigan State head coach Pat Fitzgerald coming on when? When?
He's going to be on sometime during the show.
Sometime during the show.
You know what? It's scheduled. You know how it is when you're dealing with coaches and players. Sometimes things pop up, but it should be around 2:30.
Oh, he gave it to. I was going to say, hey, don't run off anywhere. You might miss it. You ever go to the restroom during a game? You miss the biggest play of the game? That happens to you in soccer all the time.
In hockey.
In hockey.
You look down at your phone, and you scored. Okay.
We've got that going on as well. As only this show can, we will pay a tribute to the Detroit Red Wings season. Coming up at 3 o'clock today, Brad Holmes spoke. Do we buy or sell what Brad Holmes was saying? That's coming up at 4+. Oh, listen, nostalgia gives you the warm fuzzies, right? Nostalgia gives you the goosebumps. This show will be giving you the goosebumps in the 5 o'clock hour.
Nostalgia.
Later today. It most certainly will. Well, let's open with this. Kevin McGonagal hit his first home run yesterday. Darn if this dude isn't the best hitter on the team. Darn if he isn't the number one draw, the number one reason to go to a Tigers game already? Mm-hmm. Already? Has he already attained the status of best hitter on the team? Best draw to go to a game already? Has he done it?
I think he's curiosity, Mark. Scooble is still that draw. Because when you go out there, you may witness the best 6 innings. He's never going to pitch a perfect game because you got to throw for 9 innings, and that's just not going to happen with Scooble. But I think he's more curiosity. I think it's one of these, is this kid for real? Do we maybe have something here? I want to go see him play. I think it's more of a curiosity. I don't think he's the best draw as of now. I still say it's probably Scooble when he pitches. But on the days that he doesn't, I'll give it to you.
I mean, he's just an old soul in so many ways, from the seriousness with which he takes the game to the way he's worked on his game. Defense was supposed to be the problem. I'm not seeing any defensive problems. Yesterday, Kevin McGonagal hit his first of many, many home runs at Comerica Park. It was a moment of all moment, and it was a no-doubter. Even though it didn't travel that far back, it had the look of a shot when it came off the bat that you just knew. Mm-hmm. You just knew it was gone. And, a fan caught the Kevin McGonagal baseball, and the fan returned the ball to Kevin McGonagal in exchange for signed baseball, signed bat, signed jersey. Pretty fair trade. What's the problem? I didn't think there was any problem. I get into the office today, and I come to realize that I'm on an island of one. I have been on Exile Island here, and I'm on Exile Island for this reason. I feel like you're obliged to give the ball back to Kevin McGonagal because it's Kevin McGonagal's ball. He hit the home run. It belongs to him.
See, there's where you're wrong. He's not obliged to do anything. That fan bought his ticket. He sat in his seat, and he caught the ball. So, therefore, that's his ball. Plain and simple. Now, him giving it back to McGonagal, great, fine. You know, he didn't hold him hostage for anything like that. I think it was a fair trade, but he wasn't obliged to do anything. That's if he wanted to say, you know what, I've never caught a ball ever at a ballpark, and I'm keeping this thing. I got a mental place for it to sit on top of. I can't sit here and be angry like,
I got a big
you
problem
owe
with
it
that.
to him.
I got a big problem with that.
Man, no, McGonagal can buy as many baseballs as he wants. Okay?
It's not about a baseball. It's about the baseball.
Yeah, because guess what? That fan had to pay for that ticket. Okay, he didn't get to sit there for free. He didn't get all of a sudden. He didn't get it comped. Oh, well, you know what? We're going to comp everything that you ate and everything that you're parking at. He had to pay for all of that, so that's one of the perks.
This is a sport that has more unwritten rules than any other sport. You don't bunt in the middle of a no-hitter. You don't do this. This is another dumb unwritten rule. It's Kevin McGonagal's ball. He hit the home run. It's his moment. Now, what I would say is, look, you want to throw me a signed baseball? I'd like to go to lunch. Let's sit down to lunch. Let's chat it up. I'd like to get to know you. Let's do that. That's fine. If you want to do something for me in exchange for me giving you the ball back, but if you're willing to do nothing, the ball is still yours.
No. It's up to McGonagal to come up with some solution to get that ball back. If it means that much to you, you come up with a deal for me. I'm not coming up with anything, and I have the right to say, no, I want more, add to this, I need this, and I need this. How badly do you want this ball back? Because it's mine. I can walk out of this park right here, right now. I can't be arrested. Why? I caught the ball. There's no clause in your ticket saying, well, if McGonagal hits his first home run, you know you got to give it back to him. No. Your ball, you can leave, you can go home. If he doesn't satisfy what you want, that's on him. How badly do you want it back?
It's not like there's this guarantee that Kevin McGonagal's a Hall of Famer. It's not like there's this guarantee that 100 years from now this is going to be worth $3 million. It's a kid's special moment. Give him the ball. Ladies and gentlemen, give him the ball. It's his ball. He hit the home run. We were blessed to be able to watch him hit the home run. If it happens to fall in your glove, thank your lucky stars you got a signed baseball. Come on. It belongs to Kevin.
Okay. That's you. No, that's not how that works. Not in the real world. Because, you know, the guy who caught the ball could have said, hey, you know what? I need this. You know what? I lost my job. Tigers aren't going to say, you know what? You're losing your job. Come in here and sit for free. They don't do that. You paid the money. You caught the ball. That's your ball.
I completely agree with you, Rico.
Oh, what a shock.
It is straight negotiations, and if you do not give me what I'm asking for, guess what you don't get? That picture that you saw, because I'm walking out of Comerica Park with the ball.
If you're McGonagal, you've already had this in your mind. Okay, I'm going to give up a bat, a jersey, all of this. You know it's going to happen. So already have it prepared so that here's what I'm offering you. Okay, the kid wants some tickets too. Give him tickets. Don't care. Get the ball back. But, nah.
To me, it's selfish, quite honestly.
How is that selfish?
It's selfish because it doesn't belong to you. You're taking something that doesn't belong to you. Ladies and gentlemen.
Did you catch the ball?
Did I hit the ball?
Did you catch the ball?
Did I do the work and put the ball in your hands?
Did you catch the ball?
Okay.
If you caught the ball, that's yours.
Sure.
You bought a ticket to a baseball game where there was a real-life chance that you could catch a home run ball. You catch that ball, it becomes your baseball.
Yeah.
What happens after that? I mean, leave it up to the guy who caught it.
I feel like I'm getting triple teamed, and usually triple teamed is a lot more fun.
Good God.
It's a lot more fun.
See, here's the thing, Mark, and you've probably done this when you were a kid. You go to the park, have your basketball with you, want to go shoot some hoops, right? Usually growing up, I had my name on the ball. So in case we play, others show up, and we decide to play with the other ball, I know that has my name on it. I'm leaving with that one.
Sure.
You know what doesn't have McGonagal's name on it when he hits it? That ball doesn't have his name on it. It doesn't belong to him.
So let me get this straight. So back when McGwire and Sosa were hitting those home runs, was that ball theirs?
Well, I will say this. We got to pose the question to the audience. I say the ball is Kevin's, and it was given back to Kevin. He got, minimal jersey, bat, baseball. Yeah, that's fine. You want to do something for me, Kevin? I appreciate that. I caught the ball. But in the end, the ball is yours. So whose side are you on? Rico is up for the highest bidder. I am. The ball belongs to Kevin McGonagal. What side on this are you? I'll tell you what. Coming your way next, there is a limit to my kindness. And I will share exactly with you what that is next. Valeni and Rico, Mark Ryan sitting in here on 97.1.
Hey, imagine a world where you could leave your house and take your home Wi-Fi speeds with you. Thanks to Xfinity Mobile, it's not just a fantasy, just picture it. You're at your kid's soccer game, but you are streaming the other game in 4K, just like that. In the airport, download a cozy family comedy and a snap with the Wi-Fi Power Boost. What if the places you had to be felt more like everywhere you wanted to be? That is the magic of Xfinity Mobile. Reliable Wi-Fi and 5G when you need it. Xfinity, imagine that. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Visit XfinityMobile.com to learn more. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet is required. Savings based upon promotional rates of 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 rates of 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of 2/10/26. Taxes and fees extra after promo. Regular rates apply. To get started, call Xfinity, visit Xfinity.com, or just drop into an Xfinity store today.
Great to have you guys with us. Valenti and Rico, Mark Ryan in for Mike. And, we opened up with haymakers right in the after the opening bell. Kevin McGonagal, home run ball. Who does it inherently belong to? I say it inherently belongs to Kevin. Rico says it inherently belongs to the fan who caught the ball.
I mean, what you're saying sounds nice in the perfect world of Pleasantville.
Utopia.
Yeah, but that's not how it works. I mean, you're going to watch the game, and one of the perks of the game is if you happen to catch a ball, whether it's a home run or a foul ball, whatever, it's yours. Now, you can do whatever you want. If you want to give it to the little kid down there, you can. You don't have to. You caught that thing. That's your ball.
I always thought it was interesting, like at what moment is there legal possession of the baseball? Like how, if you have it for 1 second, is it legal possession of the baseball? I will say there's a limit to my kindness.
It's like a touchdown. You need both feet down.
Both feet down?
Right.
Inbounds?
Not just one. Not college rules, NFL rules. Both feet down on the ground, because you could jump up and catch it and lose it in the air.
Right.
It's not a catch.
Limit to my kindness. If I'm catching the somebody's 600 home run ball, if it has a value of six figures, that's going right to auction, baby. But it's a kid's.
No.
Yeah.
It's their ball.
No.
You have to give it to them because they hit it.
There's levels to this.
So you're a hypocrite.
Yes.
Okay.
Aren't we all?
Okay.
We would do different things in different scenarios. There's levels to this. 600 home run ball, it's going in my bank account. Kevin McGonagal's first home run ball is going back to him.
No, it's going to go back to him. But you know what? Exactly what that. Give me a signed jersey, a signed bat, and a signed ball, and a photo. Okay. You know what that cost him? Nothing. Because he got the bat from the Tigers, he got the jersey from the Tigers, he got the ball from the Tigers. It cost him his signature 3 times.
Moral of the story, do the right thing, people. Do the right thing.
No, don't give it away.
DJ leads us off. DJ, you're on Valenti and Rico.
What up, though, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
Hey,
What up,
DJ.
Mr. Ryan?
How are you, DJ?
I'm great, and I'm glad I tuned in today while I'm out here on this beautiful day working on the freeway trying to keep Detroit clean. I'm glad I
Thank
tuned
you,
in.
sir.
We appreciate that, and you're going to be doing this for a long time.
Yeah, I appreciate it, my dog. So here's the thing. Mr. Ryan, since you arrived in my city, I probably told you about this 3 or 4 times. What do I tell you people do naturally, Mark Ryan? The me virus kicks in. And once it's all about you, nothing's going to go the way it should or as smoothly as it could. Now, Rico, you are technically, logically correct. Once I catch the ball, it's my ball. But at that point, though, man, listen, man, I'm not about to make it about the old me virus. Because, hey, that's that kid's first ball. I'm here enjoying the game. Here, man, take your ball, dog. And the Tigers organization come to me and say, hey, DJ, we appreciate you. We ain't going to make it about us. We going to give you season tickets. We're going to give you a signed autograph.
Okay.
They ain't going to make it about them. We good. But the moment somebody catches the ball, oh, my God, I caught the first ball. You got to give me $1 million. Now it's about to get ugly because as soon as you make it about you, now it goes left.
Okay, but
I'm going to leave y'all with this one.
Hold on,
let
DJ.
me say this.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. You
I
can dunk. I can't, so you go ahead.
I tell people this all the time, man. I don't care if it's relationships, friendships, business. The moment somebody gets the me virus, it goes left. Hey, Rico, Mark, how many times have you maybe had a cold or you were sick, you wasn't feeling well, you needed to vent, and you called somebody like, I ain't feeling good, man, I think I'm sick. Instead of them saying, you know what, Mark, Rico, what do you need? Can I bring you some tea? They instantly say, I think I'm sick too. I got that too. Or you venting, and then their problem becomes your problem because the moment they do that, they make it about them.
Yeah.
The me kick in. So just don't make it about you and get the ball back, man.
No. Hold on, DJ. Wait a minute. First of all, I saw you dunk. Congratulations. Second.
I gave you an 8.5 on the dunk, DJ.
No, DJ, it's not my obligation to give that ball back. It's not me. You know what? It was me when they took my money for that seat. They didn't give me a discount. That's my seat. The ball came there. I caught it. That ball is mine. Mm-hmm. Now, will I give it back to him? Probably, but I'm not just giving it back to you. You can give me something for it if it means that much to you. It's costing you nothing. The Tigers are going to give you a jersey or a ticket or a bat or whatever. You ain't paying nothing for that. So you could have it back. But it's not my obligation to just sit here and bend over backwards as a fan and be like, take my money and I caught this ball. Why don't you take that back too?
And DJ, that's where Rico and I differ. I do think it's your obligation to give it back. It's the kid's ball. Give him the ball back.
So to be fair, Mark, you're right, Rico. I'm not obligated to. He's not obligated because what Rico is saying is 100% logically correct. We're being technical. But it's just the right thing to do. Just don't make it about yourself, man. And it's going to be a smooth, easy. I caught the ball. They looked out for me. I had a good time. And that's it. That's it. But logically, Rico's actually correct.
The pastor is not feeling it over there at all.
I don't care what the right thing to do is. Give
the
me
pastor
my money.
doesn't care about
pastor, by the way. Yep.
The pastor doesn't care about the right thing to do. Cody in Heartland is up next. Cody, you're on 97.1.
Hey, what's up, fellas? To follow up DJ, that's a little bit of an honor right there. I like that.
Yes, sir.
I think David's spot on. Rico's close. Mark, you're a little bit off the mark.
I'm used to it, Cody.
I'm getting something for the ball. I like the jersey. I like the picture. I like the bat thing. Like Rico said, that costs nobody nothing. I want a little more. I want equivalent tickets to what I bought to the game. And then I want $1,000 or $500. I got to spend it in the store, though. You know what I mean? Give me a gift card to the store. I can buy my kids some jerseys, something. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. Give the ball back for sure. Is it his just off rip? No, you gotta. We need something here.
Right,
sure.
Cody, I get it. And I don't think it's like DJ said. It's me. It's you have something. I have something that you want, and in life. Okay, we make a deal. We make a trade. We ask for all of our GMs to make trades. Okay, we'll make a trade.
But in the end, Cody's saying McGonagal gets the ball back essentially no matter what. Once you're fair with me, you're giving me the ball back.
If he doesn't come up to terms, if he's like, no, you're going to get the picture in the jersey, I'm like, never mind. I'll hold on to this for 10 years.
Right. Or Cody, I'm with you. Or he could just be like, F it. I don't want the ball at all. Okay, cool. I'm going home. Okay.
Yeah, I'm out.
All right, Cody. On a scale of 1 to 10, Cody on correctness was about a 3. 3 on a scale of 1 to 10.
You're just giving up just to anybody who
Let's get to Mike, who's up next. Mike, what's up, man?
Mark, I'm with you 100% on this. Give McGonagal his ball. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the guy. Let him have the ball. Obviously, I'm a cheap guy. Just give me a free beer. We'll call it good.
Wow. You a cheap date, Mike.
Hey,
it's not about what you can extract from him. It's about doing the right thing.
No, and the right thing also is a two-way street. The right thing for the Tigers and him is to compensate you for that ball. You don't just get it because, once again, you didn't give me a discount for the ticket I paid. Did you?
But no. Rico, it's a once in a lifetime thing.
Exactly. Recognize the moment, read the room.
So for the man and the organization that has millions to give you a baseball and a bat, that ain't costing them anything.
The man has an apartment and has had his mom move in, and his stuff was in the back of his car. The man has millions.
His apartment was down in Toledo for
exactly.
Something happened.
You're new to this show,
regardless.
Mark. You're new to this show. Hold on 1 second, Mike. Wow.
Okay.
All right. There you go.
No, and plus, I'm not new to this show. I've called in a few times in the past. But, like I've already said, once in a lifetime deal. Give McGonagal his ball. Give me a beer out the stands, and we'll call it.
So, Mike, let me ask you this: what about the fan like myself who's never caught a ball at a baseball game? That's a once in a lifetime thing.
You got to give me a devil's advocate, huh?
I'm just saying that isn't that once in a lifetime?
That is once in a lifetime. I will give you that.
So once again, give me jersey or give me something. I'm not holding you hostage. Okay, let me. I can find the middle ground. I don't need $1 million because you may not be that good. Just give me something and we'll be okay. And I think what the guy got was perfect. Jersey, bat, or whatever, and he was done, and a picture.
But you should have deep inside you the feeling that he gets the ball back no matter what. Oh. He gets the ball back. You don't got to meet some price tag.
Yes,
You're not at Macy's.
You do.
Okay?
Yeah, you do.
Rico says you do.
You can't
I don't need anything off the clearance rack. at Macy.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
the call.
Let's turn to our moral compass, the pastor.
Hold on. You can't walk into McDonald's and be like, well, I feel like you should just give me this burger. They'd be like, pay that price and you get the burger.
It's interesting. Rico, I was telling David before the show, over under 24.5 times during the week that it's something I say makes him bang his head against the desk. It's already happened 3 times. Okay? It's already happened 3 times. Our moral compass, the pastor, David Hull. Tell us what the right thing to do is, David.
Here's the thing, because he just happened to hit it at home, right? He hit it at Comerica Park. If he hit it on the road, you think that road fan is going to sit here and be nice about what he wants in return? No. So you get what you want. You ask for it. I'm not saying you're going to receive everything because I want lifetime season tickets.
He didn't hit it on the road, though. He hit it at home in front of 40,000 of his favorite friends.
That road fan is not going to be nice about what they want in return.
He's right,
So something like that. All right.
David's right.
All right.
David, real quick, any text communications on this?
Yeah, I got a couple text communications. Someone says, Mark is 100% unequivocally wrong. Someone else says,
give me one that's in his favor.
He's going to have to search for a while. He's going to be looking for a while. He's scrolling. Don't let him trick you into believing it doesn't exist. The text exists.
Like I said, it's not my moral obligation to give you this ball back.
I would totally disagree
You're an
with that.
athlete.
I'm still searching for one that agrees with Mark.
Right, I mean, you're an athlete. If you want the ball back, pay for the ball.
It is your moral obligation to give it back. Reach an agreement. I'm going to lunch with Kevin. It's going to be great.
Mark, when are you going to give up the ship? Everybody seems to be disagreeing with you.
I know. Don't you know? I am about what Green Day wrote about when they wrote Minority, the song Minority. I want to be the minority. Okay, here we are.
Ironic in what company you say that in.
Exactly. There you go.
Are you sure about that?
There you go. 248-539-9797. Show's off the rails already. We've got a very special guest coming your way. What do you say we chat with the brand new head coach of Michigan State football? Pat Fitzgerald's going to join us. Ladies and gentlemen, you're on the line right now. We want you to stay on the line because we're coming right back to this after the Pat Fitzgerald segment. So we're coming to you. Segment after this one. Pat Fitzgerald next. Valenti and Rico, Mark Ryan sitting in 97.1.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Michigan State head coach Pat Fitzgerald, kind enough to join us here on the Valenti and Rico show. Coach, we appreciate your time for coming on, and I just got a quick question for you to start things off. What was the process like for you to become the head coach at Michigan State?
Well, first of all, it's great to be on with you guys, so thanks for the opportunity. I think like any other interview process, I had the opportunity to visit with, President Guskowitz and our great athletic director, Jay Batt, and just went through the process and ended up working out and couldn't be happier.
Pat, what's the number one thing that has to change for Michigan State to get to where you know you can be?
Yeah, I think, first of all, we have to build genuine relationships and everybody get on the same page. And it's been ongoing and something that we're heavily focused in on since we got going. And that's going to be ongoing all the way through training camp. We're going to add 13 more guys to the roster in June. And so, how that group molds in and meshes with the rest of the team will be important. So, we'll start and end there. And then, the football side is just learning schematics, fundo technique, and getting as big and as strong and as explosive and fast as we possibly can.
Coach, and we're talking to the Michigan State head coach, Pat Fitzgerald. I've seen you at basketball games, and, man, you're working the crowd out there like a car salesman, really selling things to your players. You sat out for a while, and you said you took a PhD class and just learning what the new college football world is like. Now that you're back into this world, what is recruiting like with the portal and the NIL?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's just evolved and tweaked a little bit, but I think being on a little bit of a sabbatical, I'm not as crusty as maybe some of my colleagues that are head coaches throughout the country that, we're just, tethered to the old way things were going on. That's gone. It's like looking out here, out of my office right now at Chestnut and Shaw. I don't see any dinosaurs walking on Munn Field out in front of the Munn, hockey rink. So you got to evolve. You got to move forward, and I think it's awesome. But building relationships with guys and their families and their coaches, getting them here to see the way that we work, our players, our amazing facilities. It's been a great process so far and a ton of interest, and just trying to bring the guys here. They're going to help us compete and win a Big Ten championship and beyond. And that's the process we're working on right now.
Well, Coach, you talk about winning a Big Ten championship. What are the expectations for this team? And I guess when can fans expect, a Big Ten championship or playoffs? Because it's like Kirk Cignetti has kind of changed the game and raised expectations when it comes to fans because he did it so quickly.
Yeah.
When can, it's a good time for Michigan State fans to say, hey, we got the coach, we got the guy that can lead us to the playoffs?
Yeah, if the coach was out there making the plays, I'd say you got him, but I'm not. I'd be VH1 guys. I'd be a one-hit wonder. So it's not about me. It's about the guys. I think that our expectation should be to win a Big Ten championship. It should be to get in the playoff and to go compete and win a national championship. Nobody gave anybody, Indiana, any chance at that a couple of years ago. And, Coach was able to bring in a bunch of his guys from JMU, and that worked out great. And at other schools, there were similar processes, and it didn't work out as well. So the credit goes to them. But there's no predicting. I think that should be everybody's goal at this level. Otherwise, why the hell are you doing it?
Coach Fitzgerald of the Michigan State Spartans joining us here on Valenti and Rico 97.1. Coach, we've heard some say that they enjoy recruiting more now because it's a simpler process. There's a business part of the negotiation. Do you like the campus? Here are the good majors, so on and so forth. Are you finding recruiting to be easier and harder than it was at Northwestern?
Yeah, I mean, I think every school is unique and different. And, I think we've got so many great things here in East Lansing, the community, the student body, the fan base that doesn't like Michigan State football, loves Michigan State football. And, I think that just makes us so unique. And then, the storied tradition, Spartan Stadium, our amazing facilities, the great players that have been here before us, that we stand upon their shoulders, and we're getting a ton back. And we'll have Spartan DogCon this summer and get a ton of guys back here in East Lansing, which I'm really looking forward to. This program has it all. We've just got to put the right product on the field, and that's what we're working on diligently every day.
How do you feel about the state of your NIL as it pertains to competing with your rivals?
Yeah, I think it gives us every opportunity to compete. Will I want more? Yes. Every day I want more. I want more of myself, of our staff, of our players, of our support staff, you name it. That's the job of the head coach, is to push for more. But Jay Batt and our staff in the athletic department and President Guskowitz have been amazing. Their support has been incredible. And, where we're at today is not where we're going to be at, moving forward. But we have every opportunity to compete here for championships. And, when we talked about kind of where we're at and where we want to go, there is no doubt that the leadership here is aligned with me, and I'm aligned with them. And that's where we're heading. That's the direction we're going.
Coach, you come from a very unique perspective because you coached in the Big Ten. So you didn't have to be coached up, I'm sure, by anybody at MSU about the rivalry with the University of Michigan. But did anybody share anything with you since you've been the head coach, or did you already know coming in that this is a big rivalry between the two schools?
Yeah, no, I've done my research, but no, there's no doubt in my mind that I've been well educated by a lot of players, a lot of the coaches, a lot of those that have supported this program, how important that game is and that rivalry is to us here. And, we are going to work our tails off to win that game. And there is no doubt that the rivalry is in the front of our mind every single moment of every day.
Michigan State head coach Pat Fitzgerald joining us here on Valenti and Rico 97.1. Coach Alessio Milivojevic, where has he impressed you and where does he still need to grow?
I think from an impression standpoint, his intelligence, his football intelligence, his willingness to, be uncomfortable as a leader and getting to know guys throughout the team. And he's got that dynamic personality, but that's not easy in this generation. And to see how he embraces that and leans into that has been really impressive. He can make all the throws. And I think, what's impressed me the most as a player is he's just been driving himself and working his tail off to learn the offense and the nuances of it. And that's an ongoing process and will be, like I said, about our team all the way through training camp. What does he need to do? He just needs to execute the offense better. That's everybody. That's us as a staff and our guys. And, too much is given, much is expected, and he's our quarterback. So we expect him to operate and execute at a high level, and he's improving on that every day.
Coach, you got your spring showcase game coming up this Saturday. For the fans who come to the game and watch, or they watch it on TV, what are the things that you want them to walk away from to say this is what Michigan State football is going to be under head coach Pat Fitzgerald?
Yeah, well, we're excited to have the spring showcase. It's free admission, free parking on campus. We'll start practice at noon, and the gates will open at 10:30 for the fans to have some fun, and then there'll be free autographs with our guys afterwards. I would tell you this is, I think, it is my 18th as a head coach, last practice in spring. And if you include my assist, I'm over 30. I would not read too much into anybody's spring showcase. That's what I would tell our fans. It's going to be a practice. It'll be situational, move the ball. There'll be ebb and flow. There'll be good and bad. Our goal is to improve and get better and get off the field healthy. So we look forward to having fun with our fans for the first time in Spartan Stadium. But as far as the finished product, we will be far from that when we walk off on Saturday.
Okay, so we won't see the finished product. But come the fall, this will be a team based on what? Running the ball, passing the ball, defense. What's going to be that Michigan State identity?
Yeah, I think it's going to be toughness. It was born here, and that's earned, and we're still in that ongoing process. But, when you pop on our tape, I expect you see a tough, physical-minded brand of football. And, if it's run it 50 times, then we'll do that. If it's pass it 50 times, then we'll do that. I've done it all. I've run the split back veer. I've been an empty. We've gone four verts. We've run triple option. We're not doing all that stuff right now, but my point is this: we're going to do whatever our players do best, and we'll morph our offense and safety defensively and special teams into putting our best 11 out there to give us a chance to win the game. But you guys have seen me on the hoof. I'm not about beauty contests. I'm about playing tough, hard-nosed football and finding ways to win games. And that's what we're going to do here, and that's our plan. And now we just got to grind, work on it, and then when our opportunities get going here in the fall at the opener against Toledo, we got to start the thing the right way.
Coach, a question here that you're going to have to answer very, very carefully. Chicago or Detroit-style pizza?
Yeah, without a doubt, the thinner the better.
Amen. Amen. No further comment required.
And the damn crust better be crunchy, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the stuff's overrated, but the thinner the better, the crunchier the better.
And, Coach, I do want to ask you this because I read a great article in the USA Today about you and what happened to you at your previous school, the Northwestern. Winning at Michigan State, will that kind of be a vindication for you to show that, you know what, my way still works, and you know what, you guys should have never got rid of me, but I've gone someplace else now, and I'm going to be successful there?
Yeah, no, my focus is on our players and our program and getting Michigan State football to where it belongs, and that's winning Big Ten championships and competing and winning national championships. So that's my sole focus. That's what my whole mind and energy and soul is on every moment of every day. And, I told the team early in the year, like, there's a windshield and a rearview mirror in every car, and the windshield's about 100 times larger than that rearview mirror. And so we're looking forward. The gas pedal's down all the way to the floor, and just grateful for the opportunity to be here and look forward to making the Spartan Nation proud.
Coach, I appreciate your time. The Michigan State Showcase taking place this Saturday at Spartan Stadium. What are the times again?
Yeah, 10:30 the gates open, and then we should be rock and rolling at practice at high noon, so it should be a lot of fun.
Coach, appreciate your time, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me in the Spartan Nation. Go green.
All right. That's Michigan State head coach Pat Fitzgerald, kind enough to join us here on the Valeni and Rico Show.
17 years in Chicago.
Yeah.
Prefers Detroit-style pizza. 17 years.
Because Chicago-style pizza is a casserole.
That's also true.
All right. More of your phone calls next. 97.1.
97.1, Valenti and Rico. Mark Ryan in for Valenti. Great to have you guys with us. Thanks to Pat Fitzgerald for joining us. You heard that vote for Detroit style over Chicago, though, right? You did hear that. Loves what he sees of his quarterback. Excited about that. Good get for Rico on that interview. We've also been chatting up on McGonagal's first home run ball. Fan gives it back. Fan should give it back, in my opinion. You guys can debate the who, what, when, where, why, and how, but the bottom line is you should give it back. Rico says no. What would be the asking price for something like that? Now, I catch 600 baseball. I catch the home run number 73 by Barry Bonds. That's a different animal.
So you're a hypocrite.
Okay? Now I'm changing my life.
No, you don't get to do that. Why is that different than this one?
Oh, about 8 zeros different.
Oh, so it's money. So
Yeah.
it's like Ted
One
DiBiase
can change
once
my
said,
life.
You do have a price.
Yeah, okay. For a historic baseball. This is not a historic baseball.
That's
this is
historic baseball.
It's a kid's first home run.
What if he goes on and he's first ballot Hall of Famer?
Well,
he
then I
outdoes
did-
Pete Rose hit record, and that's the first home run.
Then I did my good deed, and he got the ball bat, and I got to meet him. I got to meet a future Hall of Famer.
You're a hypocrite.
Okay, but you know what? I'm also a millionaire. So thank you very much.
You're a hypocrite.
Thank you.
So, Mark, would you give it away for free? Is that what you're saying?
No, I would say sign baseball. Let's go to lunch. What do you say?
Wait, you gonna hold this man hostage and make him go to lunch with you?
No. Listen, who wouldn't want to go to lunch? No, I'm just no,
What is he
no
gonna
one would.
say? So,
Just
you like baseball?
no. Just tell me about your journey, man. Let's chat it up.
He's like, man, okay, I went to the minor leagues
Listen,
and now I'm here.
Believe it or not,
Check,
I'm not the
please.
worst person to go to lunch with. All right, let's get to Dan, who's up next on the show. Dan, you're on 97.1.
Hey, good afternoon, fellas.
What's up, Dad?
Hey, Mark, you might be one of the nicest guys in the D right now. You might
Thank
be
you, Dan.
the
Appreciate
nicest
it.
guy. Yeah. And you started this little argument or debate, if you will. This was like an all or nothing. Do I side with Rico or do I side with Mark? And if I'm sitting here thinking about how nice Mark is, and he's the only one that like that, I'm leaning Rico's way with the jersey, with the bat, with the ball, and I think I need 4 free passes in that Tigers section that's always empty behind home plate.
There you go, the 1901 Society. There you go.
We got Hatchet applauding over here. I
Dan,
can't get
I'm
out of the
with
L
you.
column on this one.
It's just one of those. I'm just not just going to be like, here you go. He knew he was going to hit his first home run. Trust me, they already had this prepared.
He put an asterisk on that home run ball that might be number 600. It's like he even changed his own rules now. It's like, oh no, I am out. I'm going over there on Rico's side, man.
You noticed that, huh, Dan?
Dan, I appreciate the compliment before you slammed me, Dan. I appreciate that very much. Let's get to Ann. I'm sorry, I got to the wrong caller. Brad is up next. Brad in Farmington. What's up, Brad?
Hey, what's happening? So, Mark, I got to tell you, man, you sound like a guy that's gone to way too many games on 97.1, the tickets money, okay? Have you been to a game with having to pay for everything? You kidding me? That ball's mine, and I'm getting everything for it.
Everything for it. Oh, this is the height of selfishness, Brad. The height of selfishness. Fleece the whole organization. Give me a break.
Oh,
be better. Be better, Brad. Be better. Listen to Brad. Let's get to Ann. Ann, got 1 minute for you, Ann. Go right ahead.
I would 100% give that ball back and ask for nothing in return.
God bless you, Ann.
I pay
bless
for
you.
the tickets. I want to see a game. I'd like to see them win, but they might lose. All I've got is a baseball game. If they want to give me something, fine. I don't need one more thing in my house.
That is verbatim my take. There's another selfless person out there, Ann. Look at this. You increased my hope for humanity, Ann.
Is this your wife calling?
She sounds like my wife. Sounds like it. And thank you for showing me there is one other person out there. One, at least
pleasure.
one.
Love your
Thank
show.
you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Mom?
No, maybe. Maybe mom.
I did find one text. Here you go. Bill in Davisburg says Mark is 100% correct. Rico and David are it's all about me, men of God. Total BS. Do the right thing. It will pay dividends.
But see, there is
what happened to the man of God stuff?
But there is no right thing when it comes to this. And anything else in life, you're allowed to negotiate.
All right, we're coming to your calls on this, but on the Red Wings, do we have to? You've all gotten a promotion you never saw coming. Next.
Brought to you by Mastercraft Heating and Cooling. The Athletic anonymously surveyed 146 NBA players about who they thought would win the NBA title. 50% of them picked the Thunder. The Celtics got the most votes in the East and third overall, while the Pistons nabbed just 4% and fifth overall. For NBA writer Mark Stein, Lakers star Luka Doncic is set to rejoin the team Friday after receiving treatment in Madrid for his hamstring strain. NBA Finals tickets are now available. Detroit seats for Game 1 start at $800 per. Lions GM Brad Holmes spoke with the media ahead of the draft next week. He was asked if we go all in a trade for a player he thinks can bring them a Super Bowl. Holmes was asked if the team had picked up the fifth-year options of Jahmyr Gibbs and Jack Campbell. He said no, but discussions have started on that front. The Red Wings have 2 games left in the regular season. Tonight, they face the Lightning on the road. You can hear the 7 o'clock puck drop right here on 97.1 The Ticket as well. Dylan Larkin was just named one of the 3 stars of the week. The Tigers have the night off. They'll start a 3-game series with the Royals tomorrow as well at Comerica Park. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Otto. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Great to have you guys with us. Valenti and Rico. Mark Ryan in for Mike this week. Appreciate having you guys with us. Rico has called me a hypocrite. Still love him anyway. But look, there's limits to my kindness. You go to church, you tithe a little bit. You don't tithe $30,000, right? There's a limit to what you're able to do. Kids' first home run ball, it belongs to you, Kevin McGonagal. We get to go to lunch. Great. Let's see. Barry Bonds' 73rd home run ball. I'm cashing that bad boy in.
No, I can't believe that David and I both got called out because we're just not giving away this ball. Like, no, it's mine. I caught it. I didn't knock some little kid over to get it. I caught it fair and square. Now, it means more to you than it does to me. So what if you're willing to say, you know what, how about a jersey or a signed bat? Sure, there you go. I'm not trying to hold him for millions. I'm not trying to hold him hostage. But I'm also not just giving it away because I'm not giving it away because I had to pay for that ticket. I had to pay for my parking. I had to pay for all of that thing. So, no.
What do you think Kevin McGonagal's first home run ball would go for today? Not 15 years from now, today.
Not that much.
I'd go $5,000.
I don't even think it's that.
Okay. Well, he's signing autographs for $166 a pop.
So, okay, so you know what? Maybe about $1,000, $500 to $1,000.
Okay, that doesn't change my life. Have the baseball.
And but you know what? $500 in my pocket better than $500 in your pocket, Mark. So apparently you're living better than I am. If you could just
I think we know that isn't true.
It's $1,000. No
I think we know doggone well that isn't true.
It's no big deal. I'm Mark Ryan.
Now we're just lying to the audience. I'm living better than you. All right. We're coming to you guys. Jim in Flat Rock is up next. Jim, you're on 97.1.
How you doing, guys?
Good.
So I believe this is Mark trying to pad his stats to ensure that he stays on top of having the most wrong takes of any radio host.
How did you know, Jim? How did you know?
Mark, I've listened to you enough and heard enough of your mumbo jumbo stuff that I know that's how you go. That it even says on the ticket that if the ball comes into the stands, you're free to keep the ball, but just don't go onto the field or interfere with the play on there. You know, and I think it is. Rico saying it was hypocritical. It is hypocritical to say, hey, well, I'll take it if it's life-changing. Well, maybe that was life-changing for that kid, the guy that caught it, just to get the bat and the ball and all that, and that was life-changing for him, to be able to go and get that. I mean, I would ask for a couple of tickets myself, and all that, but I think it was something of value to them. And, that guy didn't go to the dugout and say, give me this. Soon as that guy caught it, the usher was there and the PR staff was running down the thing to try and offer them something, to go on there, I feel bad that Rico and Hatchett were getting called out, because it's amazing to me that all the people that aren't people of God or men of God try to tell the people of God or the man of God how they're supposed to act.
Jim,
Don't
look, I think I made a friend with Jim. I'm all about making new friends, and I think I have a new friend here.
Yeah, Jim,
it's the letter of the law, which states it belongs to the fan, versus the spirit of the law, which says, do the freaking right thing.
But see, here's the
thing.
Do
the right thing.
Here's the thing. I guess technically I don't even know if this counts. I've caught one foul ball, but it was batting practice inside of a closed stadium. It was when McGuire was going for the home run thing, and I happened to be down at Comerica Park when he did it. I'm like, technically. Or was
no, that was Pujols.
No.
That was Pujols.
No,
right?
No, it was McGuire. St. Louis was.
Because I know Pujols had one here with the fan. There was a controversy with the fan with Pujols as well.
No, I'm talking about me.
Okay.
It was me. So I'm like, wow, I just caught it, but it wasn't the same. I've never caught it. And I could be a bad person. Like if I ever caught one and it's the first time I did, it means something to me that me from when I was 10 is celebrating on the inside. Like, yes, it took us 25 years, but we finally got it.
By the way.
And then they're like, well, you need to give the ball to that little kid, please. He need to catch it because I'm keeping this.
The people that take the balls away from the kids. That's the worst. That's the worst of society.
Well, you got to give it to the kid. Hey, that kid just learned a hard lesson in life. You got to work for it.
I got a kid. I can give it to my kid. By the way, we got a guy in this town that has caught foul balls at 200 plus straight games. How do I know? He's a listener of our station. Brought 3 of them to the station for me, Angela, and Jackson. Gave them to us. He's got it down to like a science. He knows where to be. He knows what to do. He knows everything. I told him I got to go to a game with you one time. Evan in Pontiac is up next. Evan, you're on 97.1.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck in the middle on this one. I get where Rico's coming from. That's the kid catches it. You're gonna want to, let him keep it. But I'm gonna have to. If I had to choose, I'm gonna have to go with Mark on this one. At the end of the day, I mean that's his first home run ball.
Welcome to the light, Evan. You have seen the light.
I mean, it's tough, man. It's tough, but give him the ball, man. It's not that deep.
You're right, Evan. It's basic human decency. That's it. Let's have some basic human decency. Thank you very much.
You guys.
Kevin feels a different way about it. Kevin, you're going to screw over your namesake, Kevin McGonagal?
I absolutely am. I couldn't agree more with Rico and what he said. Look, you said just give the ball away. I don't know exactly what it's worth, but you should get something for it. Because on the flip side of this, I just got contacted, today by a limited bet company that has his signature debut with his image on it, his signature, and what he did going 4 for 5 at the plate. That's retailing for $549 for the first 100 people. It's only supposed to be 100 people.
Uh-oh.
If he's going to profit off of that, then why in the end can an individual who catches the ball not be able to get something in return?
Preach, Kevin.
Kevin, I'm getting a signed baseball, and Kevin McGonagal and I are going to go to lunch. Sound good? Sound good.
That works for you?
Yeah.
I just don't think that's enough at all.
Sounds good.
If my son
What do you mean
catches the
enough?
ball, if my son caught it, I would expect him at least to be a signed bat, jersey, and maybe even
You know what
Kevin,
you know what the intrinsic value of that baseball is? The actual value. It's $12. That's what it costs for a Major League Baseball. $12. It's the kid's first home run ball, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got a master's degree in extortion. Masters, Kevin.
Bro, it's not first of all, so David, Kenny, all of a sudden this happens and you hit this home run ball and they're like, hey, Mark Ryan wants to go to lunch with you if he wants the ball back.
No, I don't need the ball back that much.
You know what? How about we just in the history of nobody's going to realize we'll get the second ball. Get the second ball. We'll treat it like it was the first ball. And nobody, except for the people in this room.
Point to you.
What do you say?
Point to you.
Okay.
Oh, you just hang out.
No. You go to lunch. He agrees to lunch.
Sure.
What is the conversation like?
Man, tell me about your story. What's going on? How does it feel? How's Detroit treating you so far? Favorite places, least favorite places? What do you got?
Basically, so now he has to do an interview.
Just we're chatting it up.
I'll tell you what, Mark, you just got yourself a baseball.
Thank you very much.
That's not chatting it up. That's a date. That's a first date.
Listen, I am a happily married man. Okay,
No, I'm just saying. You sound like
I don't need you dropping the saxophone music on Kevin McGonagal and I.
I'm just saying you go out. So you like sports, huh?
So when I grow up, I want to be like you, Mark.
Thank you very much.
I want to be kind. I want to be nice.
Thank you.
Thoughtful.
One of us is a pastor. That person isn't me.
You know what the funny thing was? When I told Mark that, he was like, "What? Really?" It's like, have you never listened to this? I didn't know you guys were being serious.
You know what's funny is people are texting about what I'm saying here. And yes, I believe, yes, I would definitely do what I'm saying. But I'm nicer when I'm at church. So just to let people know.
He's a nicer guy all around.
Jesus said, turn the other cheek and keep the baseball.
Exactly.
Jesus said. Jesus did say something. He who has not sinned. He did say that.
Thou shalt give ball back. That's what he said.
Immediately.
That's New Matthew 5:15.
All right. Well, we'll see if I recover from these wounds, these mortal wounds that I've suffered here. We see you guys on the line. We appreciate the calls. We've also got, do we have to? The Red Wings. The Red Wings. And listen, have you guys heard us procrastinating on the Red Wings for the last 4 segments? We've been procrastinating, not wanting to get to this because it really is the death of us all. And it's next. 97.1. 97.1, Valenti and Rico, Mark Ryan in for Mike today. I am the village idiot. I stuck my neck out on the wings about 3.5 weeks ago, and I said they're going to make the playoffs. And it was like, silly, Mark. You don't know we've been through this before? How do you not realize what's going to happen here? And I said, look, different coach, different season, different players. No, indeed. And let me tell you, the lesson that I learned is that Detroit knows. Detroit, I don't know what a collapse smells like, but you guys can smell it a while away. It was in the air. I didn't believe it was going to happen. I said there's a lot of you people, 77% of you told me that they weren't going to make the playoffs. And I said 77% of you were going to be apologizing. Oh, boy. It is of no small coincidence that I find myself here today to face the music from you. But there is good news. You have all gotten a promotion you never saw coming. Did you realize you were going to get a promotion today? Maybe not, but the promotion is right in your lap. You are now Steve Yzerman. You have at your controls the ability to press the buttons necessary to make change. Now, one of those buttons is a self-nuke job. Okay.
No, first of all, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm just laughing because I do remember those shows, and it was like, he's just going to have to learn the hard way that fat meat ain't as greasy. So
I jumped off a diving board for a pool that had no water. Okay?
You're going to go through this, I'm sure, with your son, where, you know what, you're just not going to listen to me, so you're going to learn the hard way. Go for it.
Do you ever actually hope, okay, this is where my wife and I are different.
For the record, right. I wanted you to be right.
Yeah.
But I saw it, and you had the numbers, and you had the data, and you guys don't understand it. They got a 76% chance.
6 out of 6 teams who had 76 points on this date had made the playoffs before now, and they're like, no, man, but we've lived here. We've lived through this. Do you ever, with a young one, if they're ever not listening, this is where my wife and I differ. Do you ever kind of hope, not that he gets really banged up, but a little scrape, just so he learns a lesson? Do you hope for that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got that all the time. When I was growing up, my father was like, and now you'll listen to me. That was his phrase. Like, you didn't listen to me in peacetime, but now you're listening to me now that you're all banged up. Okay.
Well, now I'm listening to you after I've died of blunt force trauma because the Red Wings have lost. The promotion for you is you guys are now Steve Yzerman. Congratulations. You get to be at the controls of your favorite team, your favorite hockey team. I don't know. Look, the Red Wings might not have a lot of people claiming them as their favorite team in town these days, but you get to be at the controls. You're Steve Yzerman. What do you do? The way Rico and I see it, there's 3 options. You can just make a few tweaks because we're close. We're close.
It's 97 points.
Yeah, that has...
if we were in the West, we'd be in. But you're not. So you're not.
That option, making a few tweaks, comes with it some pros and cons. Make at least one significant change. You're going to take one big swing here this offseason. Okay. Comes with it a list of pros and cons. Or the third option, burning the place down. You're going nuclear. No one is safe. Nuke the entire thing. The pros and cons of that approach. Well, that's the route that I'm going. I'm nuking the entire thing, and I'm nuking the entire thing, and I know what the con is. The con is that you're really not making the playoffs now.
For about another 3 years?
3 years plus.
Unless you do what Pittsburgh did.
Montreal had the worst record in the NHL 3 years ago. They passed the Red Wings last year. They taught you. The Vegas Knights success taught you that if you're doing it the right way, it doesn't take forever and a day. I do not understand the apologists in this city who say, oh, look, man, it needs 13 years to work. I don't get that. If my hands are on the controls, nobody is safe. Nobody's earned the luxury of safety today.
No, I'm with you. And of the 3 options, I mean, I would love to say tear the thing down, but I don't think that people realize, or maybe some do, that if you do that, you're probably going to be bad. You're going to miss out on the playoffs for another 3 years.
And how is that any different from with the way they've been?
At least you know.
Right.
No, but at least you know, okay, I'm going to temper my expectations because I do think that after getting booed off the ice on Fan Appreciation Day, losing the lead, and just finally ending it, that had to be heart-wrenching throughout the entire organization. I don't think that you can just, make a few minor moves because you've been doing that. All the people that are down, in Grand Rapids, I'm just going to start to assume that you're not ever going to be NHL type of player. Like in base, you'd be like a 4A player in baseball. You're good, but you're never going to really contribute to help this team out. I'd like to think that you can make that one significant move because if you tear the whole thing down, that reaches, in my opinion, a whole new conversation because then who gets to tear the thing down? So that's where if you're going to keep status quo and Yzerman's still your guy, then you got to go for that big swing. That you got to take option B because you got to bring in somebody. And maybe it's taking the C off of Larkin and giving it to somebody else. You got to do something. And in my opinion, I'm open to every trade possible. There are no sacred cows on this team. If you make a good enough deal, I'm listening. I'm taking every phone call from every team because I got to do something because this isn't working. See, I'm going on 10 years since you made the playoffs. What used to be Hockey Town, we have now degraded to can you just make the playoff town? That's it. Like it used to be about winning titles. We just want to be a part of the postseason where everybody makes it seems like. And you're not for 10 years, whether it's lack of first round picks, whether it's whatever, you're in the East and this is tough and it's difficult. It doesn't matter. You're not making it. And I think we talked about it pre-show. It's almost mathematically impossible to not make the playoffs in the NHL for 10 straight years.
I've done the math for you, ladies and gentlemen. In a league in which half the teams make the playoffs, the odds of missing the playoffs 10 years in a row are 0.01%. That is 99.9% chance you make it at least 1 year. That is a 1 in 1,000 chance, to which people say, no, that stat doesn't account for how crappy our rosters were. You're making my point. Thank you very much. It's 1 in 1,000 that you miss the playoffs in a league in which half the entire league makes the playoffs. 1 in 1,000 that you do that for 10 years. That is embarrassing. It is embarrassing. Rico, I think there's one A on the team, and it's Mo. I think Mo is the one A on the team. If you were going to say, resident hockey expert Kenny agrees with this, if you were going to say there's an untouchable, you could say Mo. But
He's the closest.
I'm so ticked off, there are no untouchables right now. I'm going to tell you this, if I'm making a trade involving Dylan Larkin, I'm getting the better player back in that deal. I'll give you a Dylan Larkin and a first for something better than Dylan Larkin. But the last 10 years, everybody that's won the cup has had a superstar. You're not even getting off the starting block because you don't have a superstar.
No, you don't. And whenever you get ready to make a decision or you think, you know what, man, we don't really need to do this, they should replay the end of that game and just turn up the volume and listen to the boos. This is what the people still believe in this team. They still want this team to win because they went to Fan Appreciation Day. They still wanted to believe that even though it was I think a 6% chance, it was still a chance. And then you thought, okay, we just got to keep pace with Ottawa until you didn't. And then the boos came because people were hurt. The boos came because people were frustrated. That's why this town will embrace this city. I mean, they will embrace this team. They just need them to win. They just need to get to think about it. It used to be about winning Stanley Cups. It is now, can we just make the playoffs? That's where the bar is right now. It's pretty sad, but Kenny, I don't know puck. So I'll leave that to you.
Oh, I hate that. I heard you guys going on that the other day. You don't know puck, man. You don't know puck. Well, I'll tell you this. I set a definition for sports success in this city this year, and here was the definition. You have at least one general manager have the cojones to make a big move. Check. Ding. Framber Valdez, you made the big move. Number 2, have at least one of our teams make the championship series. Could still happen. Detroit Pistons. Number 3, they just ruined it. For the first seasonal time in this city's history, have all 4 teams make the playoffs in the same seasonal year. The Red Wings have screwed that up again. And I'm in the no mercy mode right now.
So you're talking from January?
Yeah, like this seasonal year.
I was about to say there was another team that screwed it up.
Right.
So it wasn't just the Red Wings. It was
No,
another
seasonal
team.
year, right?
Okay,
so 2026 Lions, the season coming up, right?
I got you.
Okay. It's never happened in the history of this city, same seasonal year. They blew it. And they continue to blow it. And I have not experienced anything that I would equate with Hockey Town since I've been here. You're telling me it's Hockey Town. I haven't felt it. I haven't seen it.
So we asked this question. 3 options. Option A, option 1, minor tweaks. Option 2, trade for a big name or get a big name in here free agency wise. Or option 3, blow this thing up, tear it down to the studs. 248-539-9797. Take your phone calls next. 97.1. Natural way. Yes, thank you, David. All right. Yesterday, it was like 80-some degrees outside. Man, the weather is changing. And if you happen to take a look at your lawn and you notice dandelions or weeds popping up, well, it's probably getting to be a little bit too late, but it can be corrected. You need to give my people over at Natural Way Lawn and Tree Service a phone call. Call 888-GET-GREEN right now, and they will come up with a program designed to strengthen your turf, improve your color, and control the weeds that you see in your yard. I'm telling you now, early treatments for the best results, because yesterday when I looked out in my lawn, I didn't see any weeds. Why? They've already been out there and they've been treating my lawn. They can do the same thing for you. They've been serving Michigan since 1990. Call 888-GET-GREEN right now, or you can go online at naturalwaylawn.com. As a matter of fact, you purchase a full lawn program, you'll get free grub control. Tell them Rico from 97.1 said to give you a call. Call 888-GET-GREEN or go online at naturalwaylawn.com.
Vlenny and Rico, Mark Ryan in for Mike, 97.1. Great to have you guys with us. Rico and I, one of the reasons why I like doing shows with Rico is we're not eye to eye on much. I do get the sense holding hands, singing Kumbaya on this one, though. And that is that of the options on what you would do with the Red Wings, if Rico Beard or Mark Ryan, yours truly, are in the shoes of Steve Yzerman, we're nuking this thing. I have doubts about just about everything. I have doubts about the talent on this roster. I have doubts about the leadership on this roster. I do like Todd McClellan, although I spoke to a couple of Kenny Kotz, spoke to a couple of hockey people who felt as though when he made the comment, McClellan, about we got guys out there that are just jerseys, they felt like he ran his 4 or 5 best guys into the ground and that there wasn't much left for them to give at the end of the year. I'm not saying McClellan is beyond reproach. I am saying that I like the makeup of the man. And I think he can be a part, if he's willing to be, of a rebuild of blowing this thing up and starting over. Are you willing to swallow that jagged little pill of another 3 or 4 years of no playoffs? Hey, what's 3 or 4 more, right? You can't get much worse than 99.9% chance not to do it, right?
Right. I mean, when you look at this, there has to be, I feel like 10 years, you got to have a change. You got to do something drastic because it's almost the definition of insanity. If you come back with minor tweaks again, it's like, well, how is this any different from last year, the year before, the year before, the year before, the year before, where you just keep falling short? And I don't care that you scored more points than you have before. You didn't make it. It's a results business. And the results were you're at home. So fix this. Total rebuild, I'm okay with that, but that opens up a whole nother door of who gets to do the rebuilding. So if we're going to keep things status quo and everybody keeps their job, go make a move. Go make a big move.
And guys, I have some bad news for you. If you're going to do the whole blow the team up routine, which is fine, I'm not saying that that's a bad idea necessarily, but if you're going to do that, you have to be comfortable with getting rid of Mo Seider. Because if you blow the team up and you start from scratch, there's going to be rookies that come in. There's going to be a whole rebuild process. And in hockey, that doesn't happen in 2-3 years. That happens in 4 years.
Right. And
you're wasting 4 years of Mo Seider under contract now. So by the time you're actually ready to win, he's going to be at the end or nearing the end of his contract.
And he's not going to want to be a part of this.
And he's not going to want to be a part of this,
and
even if you give him
biggest,
a C.
And Kenny, he may be one of your biggest assets to help in the rebuild.
Correct. And if you're okay with that, then you also have to be okay with the uncomfortable reality of trading Mo Seider.
Do you have any, if you could tweak one thing about Mo, what would it be?
I'd like to see him with a little bit more in the offensive department, but honestly, you know what? Actually, it's not even about him as a player. Forget that. I would like to see him being put in less stressful situations all of the time. It's not about him as a player. It's more about his deployment. Because of our lack of defensive depth, he's being forced to play the hardest minutes in the defensive zone against their best player, whoever that is.
I look at him and I say, I want more of a visible chip. I want more physicality from everyone on the roster, and I need you to be the lead guy on that. And I'm not seeing it. I don't know if it's a generational thing, but 20 years ago, the Mo Seider would kick your ass. Does Mo Seider of today kick your ass? I'm not so sure he does. Let's see here. Let's get to Jack, who is up next on the show. Jack, you're on 97.1.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good to talk to you, bud.
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to kind of expose, Yzerman's nepotism within the organization. I think the organization has a culture problem. They need to scorch earth with their entire front office. His brother is a pro scout. He's not made any changes to the pro scouting department. One of the other guys on the pro scouting department, I'm not going to name his name, but he was a copier salesman before this. You can look him up on LinkedIn. And then Keenan Draper, Chris Draper's son, they just signed him to an AHL contract, and he's not even on the top 10 scoring list at U of M. I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah, what we're doing, Jack, is we're trading away a first-round pick and a top 10 prospect and a third-round pick to a 30-something-year-old defenseman who still isn't going to get us into the playoffs. That's what we're doing.
Exactly. There has to be scorched earth on this entire front office, or I don't think this is a serious organization. This is just a good old boys reunion for Yzerman with all of his buddies. I know he inherited Chris Draper, but you got to get rid of him. You got to change. I don't know.
Jack, I appreciate the call. We keep it moving. We go to Anthony in Port Huron, who's up next. Anthony, you're on 97.1.
Hi, guys. I'm in favor of blowing it up. The problem is we waited too long to do it. I thought when Ken Holland's players left that Yzerman would blow it up then, because I'm not understanding why you keep bringing in these middle-of-the-road guys, Comper, guys like that, because is it that big of a difference between the Griffins and the NHL? Because if it is, you mean to tell me that Comper and these guys are better than what you have in the minors? So I don't understand why you didn't blow it up then, because now, even if you make the playoffs next year, they're a year older than what they were this year, and you think you're going to get better production out of them? So why? So now the problem would be, if you blow it up, now Yzerman has to stand in front of everybody and admit he was wrong from the start. So if you do blow it up, you're probably going to have an entirely new management system, because they are willing to take the bullets. I have always said I would be more willing to pay money to watch younger guys make mistakes than older guys make mistakes. That penalty that Kane got late in the game, that's inexcusable for a guy that's been in the league that long. So are those the guys you're going to roll with next year? I wouldn't. What say you?
Yeah, Anthony, I mean, the reason why none of us butt in is because you were preaching to the choir with everything you just said, man, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was how you like the mental makeup, the character, the chutzpah, the intentional fortitude of this team? If the answer to that is no, why the hell would anybody be safe on this roster?
That's just it. That's why.
I agree.
Go ahead, Anthony.
I was going to say, I watched a 30 for 30 this weekend about the Islanders. This guy, he was a kind guy, and he tried to buy the team. And but when the Islanders won their 4 straight, you had guys that they brought up: Trottier, Nystrom, Gillies, Clark. And then who did they lose to at the end of that run was Edmonton, when you had Gretzky and those guys. So even the thing is, it has to be grown from the bottom up. You can't jump into the middle of the pool and expect success, especially like you guys said. You're not gonna get a superstar player without making a major trade. So you're gonna have to give up something to get something. But otherwise, and I know we keep getting messed around in the draft, but even with that, if you bring up the young guys, at least they're growing together. Buffalo, we're looking up at them now. And for years, we were looking like Buffalo. We thought they were a minor league team. But I bet you they have more of their drafted players on their roster than anything else.
And Anthony, that example that you just gave, okay, Buffalo, Montreal being the worst team in the NHL 3 years ago, Vegas Knights expansion team. How is that not the Exhibit A proof that the building is going wrong? If we're talking about making an actual building, the chief engineer would say, scrap the whole project. The building's going to collapse. Scrap the entire project. You have visible and undeniable proof that the building isn't going the right way. It's not going as planned.
I've been watching the Wings since they played at Olympia, and it has always been this case. We are fans to the bitter end, and all you have to have is a halfway decent team, and they will come. Now, if you're talking championships, they got booed off the ice this past weekend for subpar performance, but next year, if it's not any different, all they have to do is be middle of the road, and they'll come out again. So I think Yzerman's got to go, because you've got to have somebody that's willing to take that heat round to say, let's do it like this. I'm the front man. But with him being in that seat for so long, I don't think the fans are going to go for it.
Anthony, thank you for the call. I owe you guys honesty. I would have a hard time springing for the product that I'm getting. And I think you speak loudly with your wallet, right? I would have a hard time springing for a decade of mediocrity. And I don't think that makes me an evil dude, right? You, Rico?
No. It's look, man, it's very difficult. As I said, when you hear the fans letting you know how they feel on Fan Appreciation Day, and I like what Todd McClellan said. That ain't outside noise. That was inside noise. That was inside the building. They're booing. They heard it, and it should hurt. You saw the look of dejection. It should hurt them because this thing has evolved from the place to be to where they are now. You got to make some changes. You got to do something. You got to kickstart this somehow. That ain't minor tweaks. I ain't saying you got to tear it down.
Yep.
But you got to do something.
We're saying this is your chance to be Steve Eiserman. Do you take a nuke? Do you press the nuclear option button? Do you just make one significant change, or do you make a few minor tweaks here and there? I don't see how anyone could say C at this point. Valenti, Enrico, Mark Ryan sitting in 97.1. 97.1, Valenti and Rico. We are having an uncomfortable Red Wings conversation. Come and sit in the chair of discomfort. All right? It's got some burrs on it. It'll stick you a little bit. But the reality is, guys, the Red Wings did this to themselves. I feel like you guys deserve so much better than what you've gotten. And, look, we've said we agree with the loss of Hockeytown. We agree with the loss of the name because I never subscribed to the Cowboys claiming America's team. This is the greatest country on earth. We don't subscribe to that. No conference championship game appearances this century. You don't get to tell me you're America's team when you haven't upheld the standard. Likewise, you don't get to tell me you're Hockeytown when you haven't upheld the standard. And that's not a punishment for you, the fans. It's a punishment for the organization. Now, as we come to you, I was thinking about what was the moment for you that it's like, Rico, you heard me and you let me walk off the ledge. I'm still upset with you for that. About this team 3 or 4 weeks ago.
You don't get to do that. You couldn't be talked down.
Yeah, right.
You couldn't be.
You're right.
You just knew we were all wrong, and you doubled down on it, saying we're going to be apologizing to you.
I should have backed down. I had the wrong down.
Arrogance, pride.
Oh yeah, pride is the fall of man. It's the fall of man. For me, season was lost when they didn't make the move for Quinn Hughes. Quite honestly, you had a chance to land a superstar. It took 4 A-level pieces. It took Marco Rossi, 2 top 5 prospects, and a first-round pick. Yzerman was only willing to make a trade for 2 significant pieces. Okay?
No, yeah, and I think for Quinn Hughes, who wanted to be here.
Said Detroit, want to be here.
Right. I mean, when he came out and said, well, because Minnesota's close to Minneapolis is close to Detroit. No, it's Michigan. No, it's not. It's a 12-hour drive.
Right. And so it's like everyone's saying, well, he's going to go with his brothers. You can't do that. He's going to go with his brother. Well, you know what? You have the first date. Yeah. You have the first chance to make the impression.
He wasn't going to be a rental, so you would have had him. You could have then resigned. Like you could have changed where this team was going, but you held on to the pieces that I don't know why, but you did, and here's where we are. So
John is up next. John, you're on Valenti and Rico 97.1.
Good afternoon, guys. Yeah, you're just reiterating that I said about once Yzerman said, oh, no, we can't do this for Hughes. That's when I said that we're done. Pack it in because he doesn't want to give up anything. I mean, we at one time, we could just ask anybody, shit, yeah, I'll come play for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Can't do that. Definitely can't do that. Let's get to Luke in Lake. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold on. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get a couple text communications.
Text communication here, guys. It says, it is not enough for the Red Wings to take all calls because there is no one that will be calling. Given the dearth of talent, Seider and DeBrincat are the only 2 players that have any appeal to other teams.
Well, that's a call.
That is a call. He just contradicted his text.
And that's also incorrect because if you put a guy like Larkin on the market, or if you put a guy like Raymond on the market, that they will fetch calls. It's not just DeBrincat and Seider.
One of the main Red Wings fans guys on X was tweeting this yesterday. He goes, look, man, the untouchables are Dylan Larkin, Lucas Raymond, Mo Seider, Alex DeBrincat. Everyone else can go. And I'm like, man, if those are your untouchables, you're going to be making no trades this entire offseason because...
Or getting nothing back significantly.
Who do you think other GMs want? You've done a really poor job of talent acquisition to the point where your 4 untouchables are the only guys you're going to get calls on.
See, that's crazy. And you weren't around when this was happening, but Rico knows this. It was the whole trade Amir Johnson for Kobe Bryant type stuff back in the day. And it's like, you can't trade trash to get greatness.
Let's go get Kevin Garnett for our garbage. Yeah, that's a good idea.
We could trade Brandon Inge.
How did I not think of that?
Like who? Yeah. Signed who? Are you going to trade Inge to the Lansing Lugnuts?
I've taken a lot of calls on that. We need to add Michael Porter Jr. Okay, well, I'm going to give you the price. The price is Ron Holland, Tobias Harrison, 3 first-round picks. Are you paying that? No. Okay. Talk to you later.
Give him Sasser. I don't want that.
You think they're going to do this for Sasser. Kenny, I'm actually surprised, pleasantly so, that you are in the camp that they needed to make the move for Quinn Hughes, given the price tag? I mean, you give up a stud center who's 24. You give up 2 top 5 prospects in your organization, and you give up a first-round pick, but you're getting the superstar that is a prerequisite for winning a Stanley Cup.
Because I'm operating under the assumption that we're in the Mo Sider window. All right, so that's like, what, 7 years? Around there? 6, 7? Yeah, that's funny.
I see what you did there.
But yeah, you're operating within that window. So if you want to do that, then you have to add something that's going to help in that window. Or if you want to burn it down, then you have to trade Mo Sider. And I don't want to do that because I like Mo Sider.
So he is on. So if we go around the room, you're on blow it up.
No. I'm on
big trade.
Big trade. Because
Okay,
I
one
think
significant move.
Option B, but you got to do something. Not this little tiny, well, we re-signed. No. We brought
you're
this
on
person
significant
up from
move.
No.
I'm on blow it up. Kenny's on significant move. David?
Just a few tweaks. Say, no, make significant move. Significant
But not
move.
blowing it up. You're not
No.
going to blow it. I'm blowing it up. I'm nuking this bad boy. I've had it.
And by the way, I don't think any of us look at you sideways for having that opinion.
Well, thank you. They humiliated me. I stuck my neck out. They chopped my neck off. That's what happens when you chop my neck off. I don't want anybody. I have no patience anymore. Pete, we got about a minute for you, my friend. Go right ahead.
Listen, guys, man, especially the caller, Anthony, he really hit everything I was going to talk about. But bottom line is you don't want to blow it up because, like you said, you're going to set it back 4 or 5 years. I would definitely, though, agree with Rico. You got to make some trades. I say you need at least 2 stud trades. Also, if you are going to blow it up, Stevie's got to go. No question about it. And guys, I come from the old school. I supposedly went to the very last game that was supposed to be played at the old Red Barn, Olympia Stadium. And they ended up having to start the next season there because there was contractors got laid off or they walked out or whatever that were working on Joe Louis. But I was at that game, so I go way back. And I remember years upon years that this team didn't make the playoffs. And they still... There's the wingnuts out there, man. They still love their Detroit Red Wings. So that's never going to change, no doubt. God bless you guys. Have a great day.
Pete, perfectly timed call. How often do you say you got about a minute and you have the hardest time getting off after about a minute? Great job, Pete. Great job there as well. All right, we're coming to you with your calls. Also, Brad Holmes spoke today. Did he hit the mark? Did he miss the mark on that and so much more? Your confidence rating in him coming your way next. Mark Ryan in for Mike Valeni. Valeni and Rico is in your ear canal here on 97.1.
Brought to you by Rapid Roofing. The Tigers have transferred outfielder Parker Meadows to the 60-day injured list today. The collision with Riley Green last week initially landed him on the 10-day. They have the night off as they start a 3-game series with the Royals tomorrow at Copa. The Athletic did an anonymous player poll on who will win the NBA Finals. Of the 146 votes, the Thunder got 50% of the results. Next was the Spurs at 25%. The Pistons just 4.1%, but one player said, quote, if they dictate the physicality of the game and if you don't get in there and play physical with them, they will beat you, end quote. Michigan State football coach Pat Fitzgerald joined the guys earlier. Rico asked him what it's like recruiting in the NIL era. Per Crane's Brenda Tracy is suing Matt Ishbia and his mortgage company, saying they exerted influence in the Mel Tucker sexual harassment investigation. The Red Wings have their second to last game of the season tonight against the Lightning. Face off at 7 right here on 97.1. Dylan Larkin was one of the NHL's 3 stars of the week after tallying 8 points. After 19 years in the NHL, Jonathan Quick has announced his retirement today. At the Corwell Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Otto. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
$97.1 Valenti and Rico rolling on until 6 p.m. today. So there are radio segments that you call benchmarks, right? Benchmark segments that you do, and I have a couple either or. Can we stop those for majority rules? You've got one, Rico. Can we say that? And you do it on Mondays. Can we say that on Mondays? My first chance to do this with you. What do you got for me?
All right, you know what? Here's the thing. I got some observations that I've had, and it's going to cut across a lot of different sports today. But for one, guys, can we say that for some reason or another, the NFL has just been extremely quiet as of late? You really haven't heard anything about anything.
100%. We need a break from it. Mark Cuban was wrong when he said pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. The greed is going to be due. Obviously, it's not their undoing. But these other professional leagues, the UFL or whatever it's called, that are not going to work, what a big mistake to give us football right after we had football. Do this league, do your league, June, July, and August, lead up to football. Give us a chance to miss you. We all, I think, are needing a break from a very exhausting Lion season.
You do those leagues, you're going to be competing with baseball, but I get what you're saying.
Pre-draft, this feels very much like the calm before the storm. We're hearing about a lot of things that could be happening soon, whether it be trades or anything of that ilk, but I think that's just it. It's just the calm. But once that starts happening, I feel like we're going to have a monsoon of activity.
I agree with Kenny. I'm with him. This is like the tornado watch. Some things could happen, but we'll see. I really think there's going to be a lot of noise next week.
Funny you guys said that, because dealing with the NFL draft, guys, can we say that there's just no juice for this draft? You got one, and I guess it's only because there's one quarterback. You need lots of quarterbacks in order for the draft to be interesting. There's one, Fernando Mendoza. You can keep telling me Ty Simpson, but I ain't buying Ty Simpson at all.
There has been about as much buzz created in this draft as a $1 well drink. Okay? That is to say, just about no buzz whatsoever from that $1 well drink. And I'm asking, what's the reason why? Is it more because of where the Lions are picking, or is it more because you guys are just down on the Lions?
I'm talking about top down. Like, I hope these guys behind the glass are right, and there's a bunch of deals that are about to get done, because draft day could be fun, because I don't know about you guys, there's really one guy, Mendoza, Raiders. After that, any guy can go to any team at any slot.
It's a lot of unpredictability, a lot of excitement.
Right. It's normally like, ironically enough, the old saying is, well, once the Raiders make the pick, that's when the draft starts. Well, they get the first pick. And then after that, I have no idea who goes next, who goes after that. Are people going to trade up, trade down? It's just, I don't know, just kind of weird. Go
Draft
ahead.
Day, by the way, good movie, bad movie?
Bad movie.
Oh, it's a good movie.
Bad movie.
Good movie.
Bad movie.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to get to you in a second. Go ahead, Kenny.
Yeah, no, I think the reason there's a lack of buzz here is just the talent pool is not as deep as other years, and the quarterback pool isn't as deep as other years. And you point to all those things, and what reason do you have to expect people to be like, yay, it's draft time? I don't think you can do that.
How in the world is Draft Day a good movie? In the middle of the draft, they held a funeral on the field. On the practice field, because they don't have anything. And all of a sudden, the security guy says, hey, I came across some information. Really? It took you the day of the draft to come across information.
They didn't know that was his sister that he handed the ball to?
Hey, listen, no one came to his birthday party. You don't draft the quarterback when no one came to his
He
birthday
hands the
party.
ball off to some woman. You mean his sick sister who dies afterwards? Oh, that was her. Horrible movie.
Oh, come on. This is so hurtful.
I'll be critical of that, but I like Remember the Titans. So I'd like to point that out.
Okay.
That's a bad movie.
Well, that's because that's your Black History Month.
Yeah, that was the only during Black History Month. That was the only movie they would show in my high school.
A little college football, or at least college. There's just college across the board. Can we say the NCAA has finally, in a broken clock theory, come up with something right? Normally they do everything wrong they possibly could, but the NCAA is going to try to come up with the 5-for-5 rule, meaning you got 5 years of eligibility in 5 years. There is no redshirting. You can play for 5 years, and then you're done. Your clock starts after high school or when you're 19, depending on if you go to prep school or something. But after that, you start. That's it. There's no more redshirting, no more suing to get extra years of eligibility. If you get hurt, you get hurt.
Well,
5 years.
it also prevents the stupid Chris Wenke type moves where you got like a 27-year-old playing against 18-year-olds. Hey, I'm still eligible.
Right.
Can I play?
If you're 23, you're not a 23-year-old freshman. You got this year.
And that's it.
And then you're done. So
your
yes.
timeline is 18 to. It makes too much sense, so naturally they won't sniff this.
No, I think they're actually going to do this, which is like.
I have no faith.
Why did it take this long?
My faith in the NCAA is only higher than my faith in the Red Wings. Okay? That's what we're talking about here. That level of faith.
I mean, 10 out of 10 for Mark. No notes. I agree with everything you just said there.
Thanks, I think what this is a broken clock. They just happened to get this.
Yes.
They really didn't put any effort in it. They're just like, oh, here we're going to do this. It's not a good idea. I don't like it.
If you go to a restaurant that burns your food every time and they one time don't burn your food,
it's still a bad restaurant.
You still get no credit.
It's still the NCAA.
Right. Guys, this is it. 5 years, no red shirt. You can play for 5, just playing for 5.
Yeah, Rico, it makes sense. They don't do things that make sense.
Correct.
We're hearing everything you
Right.
say. It sounds great. We have no confidence that the psycho girlfriend is actually going to do something stable.
But
None.
she said she was sorry.
Well, I don't believe her. Once a psycho, always a psycho.
You know what? David and Kenny, I got one each for you. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
David?
Selfish.
Can we say Bryce Underwood will be the Big Ten MVP player of the year because of the backwards pass that he did in the spring game?
We can definitely say that. That was the most brilliant play I've ever seen. No, we cannot say that. From the angle I saw, it looked like he was past the line of scrimmage. I also saw the linebacker coming to sack him, and of course, it's practice, so he lets up. So he wouldn't have been able to complete anything. No, it's propaganda. I don't want to see that.
I love the fact. Hey, did you see this? Yes, I saw the clip. I did.
You want to talk about the erosion of college sports? Remember when spring games used to be something big? Remember when National Signing Day used to be something big? The people who look only at the ratings, They'll point to the ratings today. Oh, ratings are great. And I'll point to you, those special elements of college football that we all used to love. I don't even know when the spring games are anymore.
They may not even play against each other in the spring game anymore. It's just running routes and drills.
Now it's because either injury, but at least you can have spring games because last 2 years, you couldn't have them because I'm not going to showcase somebody because the portal was open right after the spring game. So Mark Ryan goes out there and has this great game, and all of a sudden there's
guess
all
what?
these. Hey, Florida's calling and saying, "Hey, you want to come down and play?"
They're
for
offering
Florida?
me more than the McGonagal ball.
So,
I'm out.
They're not ethical.
No,
Kenny, for you,
yes.
Based off of what's happened now in basketball and football, can we say that the Big Ten has passed the SEC?
No.
Oh, come on, Kenny. I'm as much of an SEC honk as you are. They floored past the SEC and left us holding the bag. You got to be kidding me. 3 straight national championship wins in football versus 3 straight not even appearing in the game. You watched what March Madness looked like. Soared past the SEC in the NIL era.
So my response to that will be, I'm looking more of what's the bell cow of college sports, and that's football. And SEC is, you could argue that they haven't had the late success that the Big Ten has. That's fair. I'll give you that. But they're a deeper conference. They have more. If most of the Big Ten teams played most of the SEC teams, it would not look very good for the Big Ten.
If this, then that. It don't mean a thing unless you got that bling, brother.
Hey, David, real quick sidebar here. I don't want Kenny to hear us.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Isn't this what the Big Ten used to say all the time? Well,
Yes.
there's so many of us, and we cannibalize each other.
Correct.
And, blah, 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 and stuff.
You know what Rico
exactly
I have to
right.
say to that? What?
I'm learning the way. I'm learning it. It's sinking in slowly but surely. That is Can We Say for a Monday here on Valenti and Rico. There we go. Nicely done, Rico. Nicely done. You have no idea how quickly Rico put that together as well. That was some solid work by you. I mean, that was overnight. Just boom.
Well, thank you.
Ready to roll. All right. Brad Holmes spoke up today. Are we buying or selling what he's saying ahead of the NFL draft? That's next here on 97.1.
Okay, you've been hearing me do the commercials for Matrix Basements, and you've been saying to yourself and to your wife and to your friends and to your brother and whoever would listen to you, I think I want to get my basement done. How about you do this? Stop procrastinating. Just get it done. End the paralysis right now, because Matrix Basements will do everything they can to get you going on that journey. It's very simple. Go to matrixbasements.com. Get that free consultation. They'll come up with a design for you, and they will hook you up with your dream basement, that man cave that you've wanted your entire life. And trust me, the investment will be worthwhile because there's a strong return on investment. I average about 15%. So it's a win-win. So quit waiting. You know you want this thing. Get it done right now. You heard us talking about football. You'll be ready for the football season down in your new man cave. Go to matrixbasements.com. Their award-winning design staff will hook you up. Matrix Basements, design that pays off.
97.1, Valenti and Rico. Mark in for Mike from one M to another. We roll on until 6 p.m. tonight. So Brad Holmes had a somewhat rare speaking engagement today with the media where he talked about a number of different things. The first clip we have from Brad Holmes here, and we've got some questions for you about this as well, but the first clip of Brad Holmes is talking about draft philosophy round one. I totally agree with Brad Holmes on that point. Completely and totally agree. And I can prove this, right? Like there's a couple of different avenues to look at. You didn't need a tight end last year. Then Sam Laporta got hurt. Guess what? Now you need a tight end. You didn't need a safety last year. Guess what? Both of your guys went down. Now you need a safety. A previous stop in my career, Rico, I worked in Atlanta. And in Atlanta, save me from myself here for a minute.
He's falling apart. Okay. All right. Deep thoughts.
Here we go. In Atlanta, I couldn't believe the Falcons did not draft Russell Wilson. And they're like, well, why would you draft Russell Wilson? You have Matt Ryan. And I said, no. It's not just adding Russell Wilson to this team. It's preventing another competitor from getting him. He's going to be a hell of a ball player. They drafted Peter Kahns, the center, instead, and he was out of the league in 2 years. So teams tend to think only about this is what we need, this is our needs. I think if you go best player available, you are going to have the preeminent talent that you need when attrition does happen. I don't get the sense you're with me on this, though.
No. I'm with you. I think that I'm not for the big best player. You have a need. You have a list. Let's put it like that. You can go best player available, but to me, best player available, you're allowed to do that coming off of a Super Bowl. You're allowed to do that when a few years ago when they were still a championship level team. I think they're not there anymore. So now you got to go in there with a laundry list. Now you got to go like you're going to the grocery store. Got to make sure no matter what. Talk about your draft day. Hey, draft this guy no matter what. I need offensive tackle, no matter what. I need edge rusher, no matter what. Just saying, just going to draft the best guy? No, because you got too many needs because you failed.
Well, but you have so many needs that any number of positions could help you. If you know, for example, that you're not going to attempt to re-sign Sam Laporta, why wouldn't you look at tight end in this draft?
Because I look at it like this. If you took Kenyon Sadiq, I think that would be a huge mistake. Your offensive line and your defensive line got to get better. It's a cliche, but it's a cliche because it's true. You win battles in the trenches. If you can't protect your quarterback, or if you can't stop the run and get to the other team's quarterback, doesn't matter how many toys you have on the outside. Doesn't matter how many receivers that you have. Doesn't matter who you have at your running back spot. If you can't control the line of scrimmage, you're not going to be a good team. So therefore, you're not allowed to say best player available. Not this year. Your best player is either on one side of the ball, lineman or defensive lineman. Pick one. Pick a side. But if you consider, well, we took a safety. Nope. You need people who are lined up closest to the ball.
See, Rico, I hear everything you're saying. What you're saying, I truly believe it does start in the trenches. But based on what Brad Holmes is saying about contract and rosters changing from year to year, then that means to me, Kenyon Sadiq is, if he's there, you have to take him. He would probably be the best player available because Sam Laporta is in a contract year. Now, would I draft him? I would not do that. But I get based on what he's saying, if Sadiq is there and he's the best player on your board, take him based on contracts.
I get what we're saying. And you want to talk about me losing it the next day? No. You do not. Where are you going to put him? You took a wide receiver. No, I get it. You're saying you could lose Laporta. You got to take a lineman. You do, because you need an offensive lineman because your offense wasn't up to snuff last year. And though you seem to think that it's okay now or maybe you've gotten better, I don't. I think you have one bona fide starter on that line, and that's Sewell. Other than that, you got 4 guys that you're hoping can do something on your defensive line. Okay, you got Hutch, and then you got a lot of other guys. Like you can't afford to take a tight end. You can't do that, David.
I understand that, but if I'm not mistaken, when I was gone, Mike and Kenny,
Jeremiah Love is available. Boy, I dare you. I dare you. Take a running back.
But from my understanding, when I was gone, you, Mike, and Kenny brought up that trade scenario of a trade up. Sam Laporta gets traded to the Commanders. You get the number 7th pick. Mm-hmm. You're trading up now, and you take Kenyon Sadiq. If we're talking about what he's saying here, if that scenario happens, you have to take Kenyon Sadiq.
If you trade up, no, you don't, David.
Oh, wow.
David, Kenyon Sadiq is not going to help you because, one, he's not like a blocking tight end. He's more of a pass catcher.
He's a receiving, yeah.
Which you already have how many receivers on this team?
I'm going to back you up with something you're saying now, because Kyle Pitts out of Florida was all everything, Mr. Everything. Kenny can roll his eyes, but he knows I'm right. How effective has he been without the rest of the puzzle there around him? He still is all-world athleticism, everything, but his stock is dropping because they don't got diddly-poo around him.
Yeah, I'm dead set against the best player available. Maybe coming off of that, just missing out on the Super Bowl, or I could even say after the 15-2 year, because you know what, we just need to add a player or two. Man, you need to add about a player or 9.
You need to add a village.
So
this team needs a village right now.
You
Let's
really
be honest.
need. So that in my world, you need to consolidate what's the priority, and to me, your priority is your offensive and defensive line. Everything else kind of falls into place. Now, if there's somebody there, maybe you can use that to trade and get some extra picks. But you don't have that many great picks in the first 3 rounds either. That's another thing. It's like you got to be smart about this. Your first selection, and I know we're just hypothetically talking about Sadiq if he was there, can't be a tight end. Got to be an offensive tackle, guard, or somebody on the defensive line. Because now you're trying to win the line of scrimmage again.
Rico says you got to draft for need in round 1. I say you draft the best player available. What side are you on? 248-539-9797 is where you guys can get to us on the show. Best player available, regardless of position. Now, where I agree with Rico is this. Your importance in the game of football is in direct proportion to the distance you line up from the football when it's snapped. The closer you are to the football when it's snapped, the more important you are. Mm-hmm. Now we're getting to the place where a year ago we're doing these shows and I said, guys, I don't want to be Debbie Downer. Your lines are not good enough to win a Super Bowl. They're not. Give me a scale to 1 to 10 what you think the lines are now. Offensive line, I would say, is a 6. Defensive line, I would say, what Aleem McNeil am I getting back? A 5?
Right.
So can you win a Super Bowl if your O-line's a 6 and your D-line's a 5?
I think you're being very generous with the O-line as a 6. I really do. I would have the O-line. I got him at about a 4.
Wow.
I don't think
5 is average, 4 is below average.
I don't think they're very good. I think you have one extremely great player on your O-line. You got one guy who I think could be, and then you got 3 question marks.
So, who would we say is, either in my case, the best player available at 17, or in Rico's case, the best player available at 17 at a position of need? Mm-hmm. Who has the apple of our eye? We'll share that with you next here on 97.1. 97.1, Valenti and Rico. Great to have you guys with us. A little debate between Rico and I. Rico says, look, the Lions roster Swiss cheese right now. Count the holes. When you have count the holes, you have to draft for need. I'm saying, as a philosophical principle, I'm always taking the best player available. It's not that you don't have to address your needs, but I address my needs with depth in the latter rounds of the draft and via free agency and via trades. This team, if you're going to pinpoint a mistake that I think they're making from a personnel standpoint, it's that, Holmes is saying, well, we did the best we could with what we were able to afford at the deadline. Well, why is he saying that? He's saying that because they've got X amount of dollars budgeted for all of their own guys that he wants to keep.
Right, but you've budgeted for guys that you got to pay 2-3 years down the line where you're going to have the salary cap's going to go up. Let's just face it never goes down. And who knows? I know we all love Jahmyr Gibbs, but Jahmyr Gibbs, you could franchise tag him. Get the option for the 5th year, then franchise tag him. You don't know if he's going to be the same back in 3 years.
Right.
Because running backs, when they go quickly. Instead of just putting your money, going all in, using your resources to get free agents now to add to right now.
And that's where I'm totally in lockstep with you. And all I'm telling you is I don't buy what Brad Holmes is saying when he says, this is what we could afford. No. This is what you could afford when you're budgeting $20 million a year now for Jahmyr Gibbs 3 years from now, when you're budgeting who knows what for Sam Laporta. This is what you can get when you're married to that. But this core group, as impressive as they are, and we can debate the 6 or 8 guys that are in that core group, they haven't shown themselves to be title contenders.
No, and you could say that, especially on the offense, the core group looked good a few years ago, right? What was good about the offense at that time? The offensive line.
The best.
Okay?
The best.
Right. You don't have that anymore. I don't think it's, this foregone. You don't have to be an Einstein to realize it was bad last year because your offensive line wasn't as good. So Jahmyr Gibbs, take away 3 games, which pretty much accounted for almost half his yards, didn't have this great season because he was struggling. Why? Because he was getting hit in the backfield. Because, Goff wasn't the same. The numbers, they were being attacked from the line. The fact that you lost to the Vikings twice. You lost to a Vikings team where Max Brosmer,
I think you were the quarterback,
couldn't complete a pass. And that was okay because he knew, don't turn the ball over. The defense will give me the ball back. And then we'll run a jet sweep, and that's all we'll need to do to win this game.
The Lions game against the Eagles and the Lions game in Minnesota against the Vikings, I've never seen them look like that before. Goff had so little confidence that he was going to have any protection. I mean, do you remember what the Eagles game looked like? It was like, if they get the ball back, they have no chance to score.
Right. But see, to me, the Vikings game is my biggest argument of why you need to increase your offensive and defensive line. I can say the Eagles had Jalen Hurts. They got, they got dudes on their team, okay? You couldn't stop Minnesota. You couldn't beat them on their 3rd string or 4th string quarterback. Why? You didn't have the Jimmies and the Joes. So you can't sit here and say, well, we're just going to do the – no. You lost that right to go best player available. You got to get an offensive lineman.
So who's your guy? 17 offensive lineman, defensive lineman. You said you're okay with either one. Who's your guy?
I'm a big defensive guy. Now, I don't know. You're still relatively new, but you could ask these guys. Every year, whoever I pick ends up going to the Eagles. So,
well, I say him. Jahad Campbell was my guy last year.
So from
the Eagles,
from Jalen Carter to Jordan Davis. I wanted those guys. But if there's a Monroe Freeling, if there's an offensive lineman that's there, go ahead and take them. If not, hey, I hate to say this, but if Ruben Bain starts to slide down the draft because of the stuff that came out, take him.
Well, that's my thing. An A grade for the Lions for me would be Francis Mauigoa or Ruben Bain Jr. Some of these mock drafts, they're sliding. Now, those mock drafts don't mean anything. where they are, and this highlights our disagreement, Jamad McCoy gives you a cornerback that you don't have. What secondary player heading into this year do you even feel good about at all? I also love Vega Owane, the guard out of Penn State. I think he's an absolute road grader.
Yeah, if you took him, I'm okay with that.
Those are my guys.
The corner, yeah, you can take one in the second round.
Yeah, but are they going to be any good? Do you have a good corner? Do you have a capable safety? Yeah, see what I'm saying?
But once again, you have so many needs. Protect the line of scrimmage, because here's the thing: if you can get to the quarterback,
right,
and the quarterback has less than 3.5 seconds to throw the ball, your corners and safeties look a lot better because they don't have to cover as long, because the quarterback is either running for their life, being sacked, or just throwing the ball away. If you can't get pressure on the quarterback, said quarterback just moves to the left or to the right, buys himself 2 extra seconds, and finds a man deep down the field.
I think people waste so much time on the conversation, is the quarterback good enough? Yes, the quarterback is good enough. You know what isn't good enough? The fact that the last 10 years, the defense that has won the Super Bowl has had a rating of 9th out of 32 teams. What's the Lions ranking over that last 10 years? 25th. Okay? Are you not spinning your wheels talking about the Super Bowl so long as you don't address that?
And that's why I said, yes, a corner would look nice, but a defensive line, if you really help your secondary right now, because Rakestraw, we don't know. We've never seen him play, okay? We don't know what's going to happen with the other back, with the legal problems, okay? We don't know. But improve your defensive line. That's how you get better.
Let's get to Kevin, who's been hanging patiently on the line. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, guys. Well, sorry, Mark. I couldn't disagree with you more. I mean, it is a best player available, but it has to be at a position of need. I mean, my God, what if there's a quarterback at 17? You're the best player. You're not going to draft a quarterback.
Well, Kevin, did you think Did you think a year ago you needed safety? Guess what you needed? A safety. Did you think you needed a tight
but that
end?
Was during the season.
Guess what you
Both
needed?
of our
A tight
starting
end.
safeties got injured. That's not for the draft. I'm talking about the draft. Draft, you have to get cheap guys, especially since we're paying all of our guys these massive contracts. You need cheap, young talent that are going to contribute.
Kevin, your needs are a moving target. They're not stagnant. They change.
Right now,
if Penny Sewell goes down, now you need a left tackle.
That's an if. That's an if. I'm not gonna draft a left tackle or someone to replace Sewell just thinking he might get hurt. That's a crazy strategy. I'm saying, okay, see it.
No. I'm with Kevin. I'm with Kevin right now. You know what the needs are, and the needs are a lot. But your offensive line, your defensive line.
What do they not need? Let's talk about that. They don't need a quarterback.
You don't need a wide receiver.
You need a backup quarterback.
You don't need
a developmental quarterback. You could
low on the priority list.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Offensive line.
You need offensive line.
Running back too.
Defensive. No, you picked up Pachenko.
Right.
You need offensive line. You need defensive line. You need secondary help. Those are your 3 main priorities. Okay. Fix those, and you won't probably be able to fix all 3. That's why I thought maybe they could do it in free agency. They chose to go cheap. They chose to go to the Dollar Tree instead of really going out and getting.
They shopped at the bargain bin, and they keep saying this was all we could afford, but it's all they can afford because they're planning on throwing the caboodle at Jahmyr Gibbs and Samuel Porter.
That is one thing he said in his press conference. They asked him about the 5th-year option for both Jack Campbell and Gibbs, and he said they have not.
Didn't Stoney ask this?
Yeah, they did not take it yet, or did not pick it up yet, but they're expecting negotiations to kind of pick up here.
Right. And I always harken back to, we're not going to fall in love with our own players. And every year you show me that was a lie. You keep falling in love with your own players. We have to make them a priority. We have to bring them back. And I look at championship teams, and the one thing that championship teams are willing to do is they're willing to lose a player that makes the fan base say, no, not him. We need him. Do you? Because we can find somebody else and we'll win a title. They always get rid of a player that hurts the fans. And they're not afraid to do that.
You know what the principal example of that swing and miss was? the 3 third-round picks for Isaac Tesla, and then you spend $29 million a year on JMO. Oh, no, I thought you were investing that in Tesla to be the replacement of JMO. Why are you signing him to a multi-year deal?
I don't think I'm allowed to talk about that. No, I was just saying I said that
Doesn't
when
make
it happened.
sense. Doesn't make any sense.
Because when it did, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. You're going to let J-Mo go. You're probably going to trade him. Okay, that makes some sense. Okay, because that was a lot of capital. Wait, what?
3 third-round picks for a guy who's not really going to play.
So what are we doing here? And it's
Right.
like, so we got a bunch of receivers, but you can't protect your quarterback. He's not that mobile. So how's he going to buy the time to get to throw to all of these weapons that he has? Oh, wait, it's going to be a challenge for him. When teams were aggressive and blitzed the Lions, he didn't have a great day. When teams kind of laid back and let Goff just pick you apart, he looked great. He looked like an all-pro. The problem is, I think more teams start realizing, let's just bring the pressure, and we'll take our chances if he completes 1 or 2. And I think you're going to see more and more teams doing that, especially, that's why I said, offensive line, defensive line. You take any of those, you take the guard from Penn State, that's a position of need. You take a tackle, that's a position of need. You take a D tackle or DN, position of need.
DT is not a need.
You know what, mate? You're improving the defensive line.
Okay.
If you can get the best D tackle at that spot and he can just stop the run, okay, fine. Now you can't run the ball up the middle. That's an improvement. But you can't take tight end. You could take a corner, but I don't think you could take a corner early because that is not the most pressing issue. It's an issue. It's not the most pressing.
David's got your football blitz coming your way next. You won't believe some of the names who might be moved during the draft itself. That's next. Valenti and Rico, 97.1. Valeni and Rico, 97.1, rolling on until 6 o'clock p.m. today. Spirited draft discussion. But we've got some tradition, some history around these parts, and that is the football blitz.
Yes, guys, we are about 10 days away from the draft, I believe. So let's get to this here. I have some players that I will give you. We're going to talk trade scenarios. So I have where they'll get traded to, what the compensation will be. You tell me yay or nay. The Saints trade Alvin Kamara on draft day to the Denver Broncos and get a conditional 2027 sixth-round selection. Yay or nay for the Broncos on that trade?
Oh, hell yeah. For the Broncos. Sixth round pick. What do I care about a sixth round pick?
Conditional.
Yeah. What are the
conditional as if he actually plays?
He could fall back to a seventh or nothing or whatever.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer to me. I think the one thing that teams overvalue the most is NFL draft picks. I mean, think about what you're getting versus what you're giving. You're getting the guy that could push you over the hump into a Super Bowl. What do I give a rip about a sixth-round pick?
Well, let me tell you what you may be getting. Kamara returns 31 in July and is coming off a sprained MCL. So what are you getting?
Well, he's got another MCL. So
I'm just saying, I mean, the Broncos are doing it like a running back by committee. I would probably, if you mean you're going to throw that in there for just a sixth-round pick conditionally, I guess so. But I don't expect much. This ain't Alvin Kamara of a few years ago.
No, it's
where
not.
He was taking the league over, and he was Gibbs before we had Gibbs.
You know what the age is for running backs when it starts going like that downhill? 29. So he's now 31.
I was gonna say probably sooner than that, Mark.
29 is what they say. Hey, by the way, number 2.
Yes,
I would love him in Honolulu Blue. Is that where you're
number
trading
2
him?
on the list?
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. Number 2 on the list is Kayvon Thibodeau. He gets traded to the Detroit Lions in this scenario for a conditional 2027 third-round selection.
Oh, see, why did you jack up the price, though? The price was good the last time. Why didn't you leave it be?
Because he actually, Alvin Kamara's done. Let's just call it. He's on his farewell
You can take him
tour.
out of the oven? He's done?
He's just going to be from a different team to different team each year.
Conditional 2027 third round for Kayvon Thibodeau to Detroit.
Yes.
Yeah, but absolutely do that.
I think you'd be a crazy person not to do that.
Right. He makes you better.
Yes.
He's better than any third-round pick you're going to have.
It's third round this year,
next year.
Oh, even better.
Right.
But they won't, Rico. They won't do it.
I know, but give me a second here. For a second, it seems like it could happen.
This is starting to feel like the NCAA. If it makes too much sense, they're not going to do it.
But no, Kenny, I'm with you. I don't have to pay until next year, but I get him right now.
And it's a conditional, so there could be something attached to that where it might not cost you as much as you think.
Right.
100%.
It may end up being a fourth or a fifth or something.
Somebody's got to get his motor going, but Dan Campbell could be that guy.
Let's move on to this would be a huge trade here. The Dallas Cowboys trade George Pickens to the Baltimore Ravens for this year's first-round selection.
There's no way I would do that. That guy's certifiably insane. He's one day out of the loony bin. I'm keeping the Ravens are known for drafting character question marks. Let them draft a new character question mark. You cannot screw with crazy.
Yeah, so that would be
Pickens
the
is
number
crazy.
14th overall selection will be headed to Dallas.
Massive overpay.
And then you would have to give him a big contract. Remember that. Because he is on the franchise tag.
For a guy who is a head case. No, thank you.
Here's why I would say no if I'm the Ravens. You'll have your pick, and you could take the best wide receiver, or at least the second best wide receiver.
Yeah, Omar Cooper, Concepcion, or somebody like that that'd be on the board.
If you really need a wide receiver, you'll be under control for 5 years. And let's pray to God he's not a head case. But no, absolutely not.
So it makes sense for Dallas because you're getting your first-round selection, but for Baltimore, no.
But Dallas is asking prices too high for him.
I would love for the Baltimore Ravens to make this trade. Go ahead, make that trade, Baltimore.
No, that's just lunacy right there. No.
Here's another one for the Baltimore Ravens. They would trade for tight end Cole Kmet from the Chicago Bears, and they would only give up a conditional 2027 fourth-round selection.
What? The price is the math ain't mathing on the prices here, Dan.
Really?
Okay. 4th round pick for the backup tight end?
Yes.
No. 7th round pick, or I'll just wait for you to release him.
Well, I mean, he's the backup tight end because the new tight end kind of took his spot.
And Loveland took his spot.
Right, he's still good, and you can probably still get something out of him.
And this will replace Isaiah Likely, who you lost in free agency for Baltimore.
A conditional 4th round, I would
for next year.
Yeah,
yes.
I would do that.
No chance.
I still think Cole Kmet has a lot left in him.
Too much tread on the tires.
You got to imagine, too, though, with trades like this, especially around draft time and during the offseason, prices have never been higher. So if you want to get a player like that, fine, you're going to overpay.
Here's another one here. The Dallas Cowboys trade for Max Crosby. They give him a 1st round next year, 2nd round next year, 3rd round in 2 years, 2028.
This is the most Dallas Cowboys trade.
It sure is. You don't give up your 1st round pick this year. It's 1st round next year, 2nd round next year, 3rd round 2 years from now.
You remember the scene in Big Daddy, Adam Sandler? She leaves him for like Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
And she says he has a 5-year plan, and he goes, "What is it? Don't die?" Because the guy's old. That is also Jerry Jones' 5-year plan. Don't die. Jerry Jones absolutely would do the don't die trade for Max Crosby.
Well, that's a real grim way to look at it there, Mark.
Man, that's a lot to pay. But you know what? You're Dallas. You're about the bold pick. So I can easily see Dallas doing this. Good for you, Jerry.
And a better price. And no 1st round pick given up this year. How could you not love that?
And he might not die.
Jerry, you still there?
Here's another one for you. And this one is reported by Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel.
I don't trust a damn thing.
And this one is Philadelphia Eagles trade A.J. Brown to the New England Patriots.
Oh, God.
And the Philadelphia Eagles will get a 2nd round pick for next year's
And
draft.
she traded her husband for Mike Vrabel. Oh, boy.
This is...
Look, if there's one thing you can trust, is that she's gone right to the horse's mouth for that information. Okay?
This has been reported on all off season. Now everyone's wondering or understanding why it's been reported on all off season. So we'll see.
I still don't think you want A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown, to me, has a shelf life of about a year, a season, and 4 games.
What do you miss most? What do you miss most about the way things used to be? Next here on 97.1.
Brought to you by Moran Buick GMC. The Tigers have transferred outfielder Parker Meadows to the 60-day injured list. He was originally placed on the 10-day last week after he collided with Riley Green, where he broke his arm and had a concussion as well. The Athletic anonymously surveyed 146 NBA players about who they thought would win the NBA title. 50% of them picked the Thunder. The Celtics got the most votes in the East and third overall, while the Pistons nabbed just 4% and fifth overall. Per NBA writer Mark Stein, Lakers star Luka Doncic is set to rejoin the team Friday after receiving treatment in Madrid for his hamstring strain. Lions GM Brad Holmes spoke with the media ahead of the draft next week. He was asked if he would go all in on a trade. Holmes was also asked if the team had picked up the fifth-year options of running back Jahmyr Gibbs and Jack Campbell. He said no, but discussions have started there. The Red Wings have 2 games left in the regular season. Tonight they face the Lightning on the road. You can hear that 7 o'clock puck drop right here on 97.1. Ex-Detroit Mercy and Pistons coach Dick Vitale has announced that he has melanoma in his lung and liver today. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Otto. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
$97.1. Valenti and Rico, Mark Ryan in for Mike today. Hope you guys are having an outstanding Monday. Leaving work on your way home. Well, big time debate today among the show staff because Kevin McGonagal He's caught everything, essentially. Kevin McGonagal hit his first career home run yesterday, and it was an absolute and total no-doubter. From the second it left his bat, gone. And I'm watching this kid, and I'm saying the same thing you guys probably are. Is he the best hitter on this team already? Is he the number one draw to go to a Tigers game? And I was thinking about this, Rico, and I was thinking, like, is he going to learn more from the other guys in the lineup? Or are the other guys in the lineup going to learn more from him, especially when you factor in these guys have no plate discipline whatsoever. Javi Baez is the guy that gets made fun of, but Riley Green is the guy that says, nobody cares about my strikeouts. Hello, I care about your strikeouts.
Yeah.
Right? I do care about your strikeouts. In terms of who's learning more from whom, how is it that a 21-year-old is the guy with the best plate discipline on the entire team?
I think he's going to be a good hitter, but I'm going to hold off until he gets through the second wave of playing the same teams. When all of a sudden they learn his weaknesses. When all of a sudden things aren't as easy for him. Because right now, teams are still trying to figure him out, and he's taking advantage of that. I would hold off of him being the team leader saying, hey, Riley, come here. Let me help you out with some tips here. Okay?
Well, he's too humble to do that.
I would just hold off for a second.
Yeah, hold off for a wee second.
Yeah.
Kevin McGonagal on this. But, guys, look, there was a lot of debate about whether you bring him up or whether you keep him down. And, you get a year more team control if you just wait 3 weeks. You can't do that. Why? Because he's already made multiple games difference in this team's one-loss record. Whether you make the playoffs or miss the playoffs could come down to a single game. You also can get a first-round draft pick should he win, or a pick at the end of the first round should he win Rookie of the Year. But yesterday, first home run. Fan catches it. Fan gives the ball back in exchange for a signed ball, a signed bat, and a signed jersey. I'm here to get on my soapbox, and I don't do this often, but I will today. If you were the person that caught Kevin McGonagal's first home run ball, my belief is the ball belongs to Kevin. It's not yours. Great to get a signed baseball. What I'd ask for is let's grab lunch, sign baseball, that's it. But ultimately, the ball belongs to McGonagal. And boy, oh boy, are people all in their feelings about this. All in their feelings about just a baseball that is this kid's first home run ball. Imagine not having that.
I think they're in their feelings because you basically said they have to give this thing away.
Correct.
And, it's don't ask for anything. It's like, no, that's not what happens here. I went down to the park. I drove. I parked. I had to pay ridiculous parking. And then I had to pay for this ticket. And I got my seat and I caught this ball. And I don't owe McGonagal anything. If he wants the ball, he can ask for it and come off of some compensation, which I think what the fan got was a jersey, a bat, and a ball. Okay. There it is. Winner, winner. You got what you wanted, your baseball back, and I got something for catching this baseball. But once it leaves your bat, it's not yours anymore. It's the guy who catches it. And for you to tell me, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, so's catching the ball. So's catching that home run for that gentleman. That was a once-in-a-lifetime event. And now both parties have something to show for it. McGonagal has the ball, and he can show off, hey, I got this. Where'd you get that jersey from hanging on your wall? Great story. Let me tell you what happened. He's got a story for the rest of his life.
That's fine, but I'm drawing the line on your difficult negotiation in part of all this. Oh, no, that's not enough. I would let Kevin know, look, Kevin, this is your ball. You hit it, it's your ball. Let's grab lunch. Give me a signed baseball. This ball belongs to you.
You still think he wants to go to lunch with you?
Listen. Who wouldn't, Rico? Oh, that's right. I've been here 2 years, and you still haven't gone to lunch with me. That's right.
Wow. Who's gone to lunch with Mark Ryan? 248.
Not anybody? Bueller? Fry? Jay in Saginaw, save us from ourselves. Jay, we're on 97.1.
Hey, Mark, how you been? What's going on, Rico?
Hey, man.
I was at the game yesterday. I'm the guy that catches the balls all the time out in baseball.
I was telling you about him.
You've caught 200 balls.
Jay, I was telling Rico about you. I said, I know a guy brought balls to me. He's got like the doctorate degree in catching baseballs. Jay, you got to share with the people of Detroit here how you're doing this. What's the secret? What do you feel about this topic?
Well, in fairness, I have to give Zach Hampel a little credit because I kind of studied his videos, but I did 100 games last year. I have season tickets, and I get in line an hour before BP. I go in, I'll find a couple on the ground, and then every year if I get a lineup card or a toss-up from a coach, I send a thank you card. So the streak's at 230 games in a row as of the first two series, and I'm at 760 lifetime. And I've probably given away like 250 or 200.
And I have three of them.
So you get batting practice stuff.
Yes, sir. And then I get a couple during the game and stuff, and yesterday, I got the lineup card from the Marlins coach because they weren't using it. It was all digital. So I have the lineup card from McGonagal's first home run, and I sent him a message to try to get it signed. And I'm from South Jersey originally. He's from the Philly area, so I'm hoping maybe get a chance, get in early, get an autograph, talk to him for a few minutes at some point.
All right, Jay, so I'm not going
to... Maybe he'll take you out to lunch with Mark.
Hey,
that'd be
would
cool.
You stop?
Rico can come too. Bring Mike too.
Jay, so to the beautiful people of Detroit, can you give them one tip, one secret without revealing everything?
Please and thank you. That's the thing I notice, whether it's adults or kids. A lot of people just aren't like, hey, is there any chance I could have a toss-up, please? I hear a lot of, gimme, hey, give me a ball. And it's like feels like, It's like common courtesy and appreciation because they make a lot of money and they have a cool job, but they're still at their job. And it's like that line of respect gets lost sometimes, I feel like, having gone to so many games.
Jay, thank you for the baseballs, man. Angela, Jackson, and I love them.
Glad to help, Mark.
Appreciate it.
You having me on.
He's got like all the writing on the ball too, so you know like what ball it was that you got. It's fantastic.
So he gets the balls that the outfielders toss into the stands. Okay, see, I thought he was like catching foul balls like in the game and home run balls. Like, man, that's crazy that he's done, but I see what he's doing now.
He's got a streak of 200-something straight games where he's gotten a ball. I've never gotten a ball at a game. You?
Have you taken him to lunch?
Who? Jay, I need to.
See?
Stop bringing up my tab. All right, please. Dean in Milford is up next. Dean, you're on 97.1.
How's it going, guys? Now, after what I just heard, how are you okay with that guy existing if you have the opinion that was McGonagal's ball? How does that make sense?
Well, what are you talking about? Because he's catching batting practice fly balls.
Yeah, but he said he gets them during the game, too.
So, but what are the significance of those balls, Dean? This is a family show, eyes up here, Dean. But what are the significance of those balls? Kevin McGonagal, there's a big significance of those balls.
That's
okay?
the lure of
And if anybody
baseball
makes a
is
drop
that
out
you
of this,
can
we're no
catch
longer friends.
history. That's the lure of baseball is you can catch history. That once that ball leaves the field of play, it's not yours. They based an entire movie on it, The Sandlot. It wasn't theirs unless they could get it back. Once it goes into foul territory, it's not your ball anymore. Or over the fence into home run territory.
Dean, you have a
It
choice
is-
every day to be a good dude or a bad dude. Be a good dude, Dean.
No, that is not. No, that's. Oh man, how high can your nose get? This has nothing to do with that.
It's way in the air over here, Dean. Way in the air, holier than thou.
Dean, hey, I've been fighting this struggle all day. He seems to think that that's
Rico, you got a week with this? Best of luck to you. May God be with all of you at the show.
Listen. The number of friends I'm making here. Hey, I look for my gift basket from Dean. I can't wait.
the fact that you're hypocritical, because if all of a sudden this was Aaron Judge hitting home run number
There are levels to my kindness, Rico.
74.
There are levels to your kindness.
That you would say,
you will bring
"Hey,
me some burnt ends. You won't bring me all the burnt ends.
You'll be like, hey, Aaron, you hit this. It's yours. And I think you should have it back.
Mark, you wake up every day. You could choose to be a good dude or you could choose to be a bad dude.
That's exactly right.
All right, but that day you'll choose violence.
Right.
I choose violence.
Okay.
Yes, because I am choosing the rest of my life and my family's life and all the vacations to Greece that we get to have for a baseball.
But Judge, he's just a baseball player.
There's
and
levels to this,
that
Rico.
ball belongs to him.
There's levels to your generosity. There's levels to this.
Yeah, I
we
told
all
you what
understand
mine
that.
is. Yeah, I want something back in return, and if that makes me a me guy, I'm sorry, but it's he knew my first home run, somebody's gonna catch it, and he already had this stuff. I'm sure the Tigers already had this worked out. We'll have probably different layers. See if they'll just take a baseball. Okay, baseball and bat. Okay, throw in a jersey. The guy could have said no. Give him some tickets. Okay, you finally hit that point. There you go. Or here's a gift card to the Tiger shop, and you can go spend $500 buying all our paraphernalia.
By the letter of the law, it's your ball. By the spirit of the law, give the damn ball back to the kid. It means so much more to him than you. Come on. 248-539-9797 is where you can get to us. We'll get to your calls on this McGonagal's baseball. You give it back to him, or you practicing Rico's course on extortion? That's next here on 97.1. 97.1 Valenti and Rico. Mark in for Mike. Voice has gotten more annoying since Mike last left. We were asking you guys point blank, Kevin McGonagal's baseball, what are you doing with it? Also, programming note, 5:30. You're going to hear from brand new Michigan State football coach Pat Fitzgerald. You'll hear from him on the show. What pizza? He coached in Chicago for 17 years. Brand new coach here. Detroit-style, Chicago-style pizza plus Michigan State's NIL package. Is it on the level? Pat Fitzgerald, 5:30 p.m. In the meantime, we come to you. I think Rico's an extortionist, and Rico thinks I'm a hypocrite. Outside of that, we're friends. It's amazing.
I'm not an extortionist. It's the American way. It's supply and demand.
The American way. Maybe that's the problem. It's the American way. This is an interesting story. Let's get to Frank, who's on line 3. Frank, you have a story about something that happened to you at a Tigers baseball game. Let's hear what you got, man.
On April 3rd, 2008, Cabrera hit his first Tiger home run. I was fortunate enough to catch it, and I threw it back in the field. I don't know if it ever made it to Cabrera, but I do know it was his first home run as a Tiger.
And why did you do that, Frank? What was your motivation?
Because it was his first Tiger home run. Nothing more.
That's it, Frank. I mean, sometimes the line writes itself.
Yeah, except for you don't get bonus points for being a great fan. No team has ever said, you know what, we're going to allow you to cash in fan bucks, where you've been a fan for 10 years and you supported us. Here's half off your tickets, said no team ever. You don't get fan cachet. You don't. Oh, you're a good fan if you just throw it back. No, because the team doesn't care about you. They raise your prices all the time. They do all of this stuff to you. But yet as a fan, you got to love your team. Man, the team doesn't care about you the way you think they do.
You're talking about the station WIFM. You know what that stands for? What's in it for me?
No.
Okay? That's what you're talking about. I'm just talking about every once in a while, a good gesture goes a long way.
What I'm saying is, and the team doesn't give you the good gesture. They don't. They keep raising your prices. You don't get to cash in the fan bucks.
By the way, the Tigers have...
David, how many fan bucks have you accumulated over your lifetime?
None.
Okay. Kenny, Red Wing fan bucks?
I actually have negative red. I'm in fan debt at this point.
Fan debt.
Right. You don't get fan bucks to cash in.
How about this? The Tigers have the second lowest price for a family of 4 to attend a baseball game. Second lowest price. They're giving you the payroll. They're
free?
Giving you the roster.
But they should just give it to you and be nice. They should wake up and be nice.
At the end of the day, they have a business to run.
We're just going to let everybody in the park for free.
Now you're getting ridiculous.
No, I'm not.
Ridiculous.
How is it any different that you caught the ball? You should just throw it back on the field. Man, you crazy.
I'm doing a single solitary action of kindness.
But they can't do a single solitary kindness
for
their fans?
They can. I hope they do. Jay in White Lake is up next. Jay, you're on 97.1.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Hey, Jay.
Great show today. You guys are killing me. Mark, I disagree with you 110%.
Big surprise.
Rico, I'm driving the extortion bus with you. You can just sit next to me and drink a pina colada.
All right.
I would have a list of demands if I had that ball, because the ball is not McGonagal's. The ball is Major League Baseball's ball, technically.
This sounds like a ransom note.
It is literally extortion. I would want a unsigned jersey that I can wear. I want a jersey that is signed. I want a third jersey that's signed by the entire team. And I want 3 games in the cushy seats behind home plate. And I would say, here's your ball, sir. Congratulations.
And I'm going to tell you, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord splits you. Get the hell out of here.
Hey, man.
Keep your stupid ball.
You know what, Jay? If that's the case, you should just take a lighter and just light it on fire. You don't want all that? I'll burn it right now.
You're going to be left, Jay, with a baseball that has no value because no one's going to know what it is and no one's going to be able to authenticate it. Or you could just be a decent dude.
Yeah, I'd rather have all the other stuff.
I think
He rather would. Would you get it, though?
authenticated? You'd be like, this is me catching the ball on TV.
You think so?
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to authenticate that, but yeah, I would. Those would be my list of demands. And I know, Mark, you said be a good dude or a bad dude. I'll be a bad dude that day.
Okay. Being bad never felt so good to him.
I don't think that that's being a bad person. I don't. You're not asking for $1 million. You're asking for something that, let's face it, it costs McGonagal.
Well, let's talk about what he got for the ball.
Okay.
What he gave up for the ball. I thought that was reasonable.
Right.
Signed bat.
And everything that
signed
he gave
ball,
up.
Signed glove. Signed jersey.
Right. He gave up everything that was property of the Detroit Tigers. None of it was his. So he didn't pay anything. His signature, or for your case, the lunch tab. But other than that, that's it. So we're acting like, oh, it's not extortion. You're giving me Tiger swag that's for free. That's like you handed somebody a 97-1.
Well, it's not
pen.
for free. They sell it in the store for $200. It's certainly not for free.
Yeah, the players don't have to pay for it.
Right.
Okay.
Granted.
Yeah.
But listen, are there any of those virtuous ones out there? Okay, or is my nose just way in the sky on this? Derek, the floor is yours. What's up, man?
What's going on? I'm with Rico all the way.
Ugh.
I was the
bless
guy
his
in the
soul.
orange hat that just missed Miggy's 500 ball. The world was shut down for Corona. I'm from Windsor, and we went to go watch Miggy play the Jays. That ball landed right in front of me. It would have cost a lot for him to get it back.
What did the guy ended up giving it back to him for?
It landed in the bullpen, so it went over the wall, but kind of landed in the bullpen. So the bullpen catcher grabbed it and gave it back to him. But I was doing the math way back when, and I think Miggy made $250 a game, so averaging out to about $60,000 in at bat. What's the cost of that? And what would be the cost of McGonagal's first home run? A little different because those Miggy balls were authenticated every pitch. The McGonagal one, how do you say this is 20 years from now?
That's my thing, Derek. Prove to me that
How do
that's
you
the
say
McGonagal baseball.
I'll give you another example. A week ago today, I was down in Lakeland. Parker Meadows walked by me. I said, Parker, I got your MLB debut stub. Do you want one? If you want one, you sign. I had two. He goes, keep it. Looked at me and said, keep it. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. I guess you don't want it.
Well, yeah. See, Derek, the reality of the situation is like what
Parker woke up and chose violence. He didn't want to be a nice guy.
No, didn't want to be a nice guy. Didn't care at all.
Okay.
That's okay. That's okay. You are understanding here the problem with all this. It's like a vehicle. Once you drive it off the lot, it goes down by 50% in price. Once you take that McGonagal baseball that you say is a McGonagal baseball off the lot, you got a really big problem. Nick in Detroit is up next. What's up, Nick?
Hey, how are you guys today?
Good.
Hey, man.
Good. Hey, I just want to give you a little context on the ball. I mean, some of his high-end rookie cards go for north of $20,000. And I know he's just a prospect and just debuted. But his cards go for a lot of money. And if you get his first home run ball, and granted you can get it authenticated, you got to make sure you get it authenticated, it's going to be a lot more than a couple $1,000. You're looking at $20,000-$30,000 right now.
Doesn't change your life, Nick. Doesn't change your life.
It would change my life.
No.
I have a lot of mortgage payments.
$20,000-$30,000 doesn't change your life.
I've got a 1-year-old daughter. That's a lot of diapers.
Hold on. Nick, hold on one second. We're going to let you finish. Did you just say $20,000-$30,000 won't change your life?
Are you on crack?
$200 or $300,000 changes your life. 6 figures changes your life. 20 or 30 grand doesn't change your life. In what way does it change your life?
I'm not sure what they're paying you over there, but when I get paid at my job, it would definitely change my life.
Right, man. This is a lot. $30,000 to a lot of people. You realize most people make around $45,000 a year.
Life-changing money, Rico, is 6 figures. It's millions of dollars. That's not life-changing money.
That's enough money.
Are you the guy on Deal or No Deal that quits when it's at $64,000? Oh my God! Come on, man.
Nick, please finish.
I'm not even saying that I would hold it hostage, but I'm asking for a lot more than a signed jersey and a signed ball. Maybe give me the batting gloves he was wearing when he hit it, or give me the cleats he was wearing when he hit it. Something that I had.
That's not bad.
Part of that
That's
moment.
not bad. That's not bad. But this extortionist stuff has got to come to an end. It does. What do you say we put a bow on that conversation because you're going to get to hear from brand new Michigan State football coach Pat Fitzgerald. That's coming your way next here on 97.1.
Let's talk about the Chevy dealer in the area that's been leading the way. It's Hamilton Chevrolet in Warren. Andrew and the sales staff, they want to be your Chevy dealer. Why? Because they're going to guarantee you the lowest payment on your next Chevy, period. They're going to find you every discount, rebate, and incentive to save you some money. So get into Hamilton Chevrolet right now. Hit the road with the great deals on their massive inventory. The selection is best right now, and they're ready for immediate delivery, including the April Rico deal, a new 2026 Chevy Equinox LT for $299 a month for 36 months. Walk into Hamilton with $1,000 down and you drive off with 10,000 miles a year. Guys, you know what I say. The best deals are found at 14 Mile and Mound. Stop in and see my guys at Hamilton Chevrolet. Tell them I sent you. Make Hamilton Chevrolet your Chevy dealer. Visit HamiltonChevy.com. That's HamiltonChevy.com. Chevrolet together, let's drive. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Michigan State head coach Pat Fitzgerald, kind enough to join us here on the Valenti and Rico show. Coach, we appreciate your time for coming on, and I just got a quick question for you to start things off. What was the process like for you to become the head coach at Michigan State?
Well, first of all, it's great to be on with you guys, so thanks for the opportunity. I think like any other interview process, I had the opportunity to visit with, President Guskowitz and our great athletic director, Jay Batt, and just went through the process and ended up working out and couldn't be happier.
Pat, what's the number one thing that has to change for Michigan State to get to where you know you can be?
Yeah, I think, first of all, we have to build genuine relationships and everybody get on the same page. And it's been ongoing and something that we're heavily focused in on since we got going. And that's going to be ongoing all the way through training camp. We're going to add 13 more guys to the roster in June. And so, how that group molds in and meshes with the rest of the team will be important. So, we'll start and end there. And then, the football side is just learning schematics, fundo technique, and getting as big and as strong and as explosive and fast as we possibly can.
Coach, and we're talking to the Michigan State head coach, Pat Fitzgerald. I've seen you at basketball games, and, man, you're working the crowd out there like a car salesman, really selling things to your players. You sat out for a while, and you said you took a PhD class and just learning what the new college football world is like. Now that you're back into this world, what is recruiting like with the portal and the NIL?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's just evolved and tweaked a little bit, but I think being on a little bit of a sabbatical, I'm not as, crusty as maybe some of my colleagues that are head coaches throughout the country that, we're just, tethered to the old way things were going on. That's gone. It's like looking out here, out of my office right now at Chestnut and Shaw. I don't see any dinosaurs walking on Munn Field out in front of the Munn, hockey rink. So you got to evolve. You got to move forward, and I think it's awesome. But building relationships with guys and their families and their coaches, getting them here to see the way that we work, our players, our amazing facilities. It's been a great process so far and a ton of interest, and just trying to bring the guys here. They're going to help us compete and win a Big Ten championship and beyond. And that's the process we're working on right now.
Well, Coach, you talk about winning a Big Ten championship. What are the expectations for this team? And I guess when can fans expect, a Big Ten championship or playoffs? Because it's like Kirk Cignetti has kind of changed the game and raised expectations when it comes to fans because he did it so quickly.
Yeah.
When can, it's a good time for Michigan State fans to say, hey, we got the coach, we got the guy that can lead us to the playoffs?
Yeah, if the coach was out there making the plays, I'd say you got him, but I'm not. I'd be VH1 guys. I'd be a one-hit wonder. So it's not about me. It's about the guys. And I think that our expectation should be to win a Big Ten championship. It should be to get in the playoff and to go compete and win a national championship. Nobody gave anybody, Indiana, any chance of that a couple years ago. And, Coach was able to bring in a bunch of his guys from JMU, and that worked out great. And at other schools, there were similar processes, and it didn't work out as well. So the credit goes to them. But there's no predicting. I think that should be everybody's goal at this level. Otherwise, why the hell are you doing it?
Coach Fitzgerald of the Michigan State Spartans joining us here on Valenti and Rico 97.1. Coach, we've heard some say that they enjoy recruiting more now because it's a simpler process. There's a business part of the negotiation. Do you like the campus? Here are the good majors, so on and so forth. Are you finding recruiting to be easier and harder than it was at Northwestern?
Yeah, I mean, I think every school is unique and different. And, I think we've got so many great things here in East Lansing, the community, the student body, the fan base that doesn't like Michigan State football, loves Michigan State football. And, I think that just makes us so unique. And then, the storied tradition, Spartan Stadium, our amazing facilities, the great players that have been here before us, that we stand upon their shoulders, and we're getting a ton back. And we'll have Spartan DogCon this summer and get a ton of guys back here in East Lansing, which I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, I mean, this program has it all. We've just got to put the right product on the field, and that's what we're working on diligently every day.
How do you feel about the state of your NIL as it pertains to competing with your rivals?
Yeah, I think it gives us every opportunity to compete. Will I want more? Yes. Every day I want more. I want more of myself, of our staff, of our players, of our support staff, you name it. That's the job of the head coach, is to push for more. But J-Bat and our staff in the athletic department and President Guskowitz have been amazing. Their support has been incredible. And, where we're at today is not where we're going to be at, moving forward. But we have every opportunity to compete here for championships. And, when we talked about kind of where we're at and where we want to go, there is no doubt that the leadership here is aligned with me, and I'm aligned with them. And that's where we're heading. That's the direction we're going.
Coach, you come from a very unique perspective because you coached in the Big Ten. So you didn't have to be coached up, I'm sure, by anybody at MSU about the rivalry with the University of Michigan. But did anybody share anything with you since you've been the head coach, or did you already know coming in that this is a big rivalry between the two schools?
Yeah, no, I've done my research, but no, there's no doubt in my mind that I've been well educated by a lot of players, a lot of the coaches, a lot of those that have supported this program, how important that game is and that rivalry is to us here. And, we are going to work our tails off to win that game. And there is no doubt that the rivalry is in the front of our mind every single moment of every day.
Michigan State head coach Pat Fitzgerald joining us here on Valenti and Rico 97.1. Coach Alessio Milivojevic, where has he impressed you and where does he still need to grow?
I think from an impression standpoint, his intelligence, his football intelligence, his willingness to, be uncomfortable as a leader and getting to know guys throughout the team. And he's got that dynamic personality, but that's not easy in this generation. And to see how he embraces that and leans into that has been really impressive. He can make all the throws. And I think, what's impressed me the most as a player is he's just been driving himself and working his tail off to learn the offense and the nuances of it. And that's an ongoing process and will be, like I said, about our team all the way through training camp. What does he need to do? He just needs to execute the offense better. That's everybody. That's us as a staff and our guys. And, too much is given, much is expected, and he's our quarterback. So we expect him to operate and execute at a high level, and he's improving on that every day.
Coach, you got your spring showcase game coming up this Saturday. For the fans who come to the game and watch, or they watch it on TV, what are the things that you want them to walk away from to say, this is what Michigan State football is going to be under head coach Pat Fitzgerald?
Yeah, well, we're excited to have the spring showcase. It's free admission, free parking on campus. We'll start practice at noon, and your gates will open at 10:30 for the fans to have some fun, and then there'll be free autographs with our guys afterwards. I would tell you this is, I think, it is my 18th as a head coach, last practice in spring. And if you include my assist, I'm over 30. I would not read too much into anybody's spring showcase. That's what I would tell our fans. It's going to be a practice. It'll be situational, move the ball. There'll be ebb and flow. There'll be good and bad. Our goal is to improve and get better and get off the field healthy. So we look forward to having fun with our fans for the first time in Spartan Stadium. But as far as the finished product, we will be far from that when we walk off on Saturday.
Okay, so we won't see the finished product. But come the fall, this will be a team based on what? Running the ball, passing the ball, defense. What's going to be that Michigan State identity?
Yeah, I think it's going to be toughness. It was born here, and that's earned, and we're still in that ongoing process. But when you pop on our tape, I expect you see a tough, physical-minded brand of football. And if it's run it 50 times, then we'll do that. If it's pass it 50 times, then we'll do that. I've done it all. I've run the split back veer. I've been an empty. We've gone four verts. We've run triple option. We're not doing all that stuff right now. But my point is this: we're going to do whatever our players do best, and we'll morph our offense and safety defensively and special teams into putting our best 11 out there to give us a chance to win the game. But you guys have seen me on the hoof. I'm not about beauty contests. I'm about playing tough, hard-nosed football and finding ways to win games, and that's what we're going to do here, and that's our plan. And now we just got to grind, work on it, and then when our opportunities get going here in the fall at the opener against Toledo, we got to start the thing the right way.
Coach, a question here that you're going to have to answer very, very carefully. Chicago or Detroit-style pizza?
Yeah, without a doubt, the thinner the better.
Amen. Amen. No further comment required.
And the damn crust better be crunchy, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the stuff's overrated, but the thinner the better, the crunchier the better.
And, Coach, I do want to ask you this because I read a great article in the USA Today about you and what happened to you at your previous school at Northwestern. Winning at Michigan State, will that kind of be a vindication for you to show that, you know what, my way still works, and you know what, you guys should have never got rid of me, but I've gone someplace else now, and I'm going to be successful there?
Yeah, no, my focus is on our players and our program and getting Michigan State football to where it belongs, and that's winning Big Ten championships and competing and winning national championships. So that's my sole focus. That's what my whole mind and energy and soul is on every moment of every day. And, I told the team early in the year, like, there's a windshield and a rearview mirror in every car, and the windshield's about 100 times larger than that rearview mirror. And so we're looking forward. The gas pedal's down all the way to the floor, and just grateful for the opportunity to be here and look forward to making the Spartan Nation proud.
Coach, I appreciate your time. The Michigan State Showcase taking place this Saturday at Spartan Stadium. What are the times again?
Yeah, 10:30 the gates open, and then we should be rock and rolling at practice at high noon, so it should be a lot of fun.
Coach, appreciate your time, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me in the Spartan Nation. Go Green.
All right. That's Michigan State head coach Pat Fitzgerald, kind enough to join us here on the Valeni and Rico Show.
17 years in Chicago.
Yeah.
Prefers Detroit-style pizza. 17 years.
Because Chicago-style pizza is a casserole.
That's also true.
All right. More of your phone calls next. 97.1.
Hope you enjoyed our little chat with Michigan State head coach Pat Fitzgerald. Mark Ryan in for Mike Valeni and Rico today. Look, I feel like Michigan and Michigan State essentially hired the same head coach. Michigan hired Kyle Whittingham. What is his MO? Tough, discipline, kind of military regime-esque.
A little different, though. You're right on paper, but the difference is, and I asked him, he's been in the Big Ten, so he knows the landscape. It always takes every new coach a year to really get kind of punched in the face to be like, okay, now I get it. Now I understand. Like, for him, you could be told about the Ohio State game. You could be told about the MSU game, but until you experience it, it's like, okay, these are a bunch of crazy bastards out here. Wow. Okay, this is a little different than what I thought in what was coming from the Pac-12 or wherever.
It surprises me that I still hear Detroit Tigers fans bringing up the A.J. Hinch garbage can stuff in Houston. Certainly, Pat Fitzgerald had some things in his track record of the past as well. You, as a lifelong Stater, how did you feel about the hire in general? How do you feel moving in? I mean, to me, Michigan State got the best coach they could have gotten. If you look at the total.
See, I looked at it as, because of what happened, it was like, wow, he was a good coach at Northwestern with limited resources, but he's won there. And it was kind of one of those, okay, you're getting him, I think, for relatively cheap. If this works out, you got a good bargain. Like you found a diamond in the rough in the clearance rack, but it worked because he was out of football. He wanted back in football. He kept saying, I'm innocent of those charges, and he found out that he was, but he was just on the outside looking in, just waiting for somebody to give him a chance. And that's why I asked him, do you think is winning at State going to be vindication for you? Because everybody kind of threw you out and said, okay, you know what? You're yesterday's news. He's embracing the portal and NIL. He's saying, okay, I'm not a dinosaur. There's no dinosaurs walking around here. We're going to go out here and we're going to try to do this, as much as we can. And now he just has to win.
If you look at what Michigan needs as a football program, integrity, class, discipline, Kyle Whittingham does that.
Okay, here's what I'll say about that. And I know it's going to come across as, you're just picking on Michigan.
Why are you picking on Michigan?
Everybody says they want integrity and class and all of that until you're not winning. I remember Notre Dame had the coach, and he came. It was right after Lou Holtz.
Charlie Weiss?
No, not Charlie Weiss.
The guy that lied, George O'Leary?
No, it was the brother. Hold on, let me look it up. But yeah, he came in and he was all about class and all of that. But Notre Dame wasn't winning games. And then they fired him. So, yeah, all of that means well for about a year or two.
But I think Kyle Whittingham will win games. And I think Pat Fitzgerald is going to win games. And I think Michigan and Michigan State hired essentially the same style of coach.
Tyrone Willingham.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Tyrone Willingham.
Didn't win games.
Yeah. He came in, and he was about, he's about setting this place straight. And he did. But they weren't winning titles. They were going to win like 8 games. Not good enough. And I think the same way for Michigan. Ironically enough, Whittingham coming in. I think he'll win. He'll clean it up. He'll get the taste of more out. But if you're not beating Ohio State, you're going to be gone.
We welcome in Jeff Rieger.
But then again, they're
neither here nor there.
They're
basketball school.
Yeah.
Basketball school, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Michigan? Oh, yeah, basketball school.
See?
It's a great parade over the weekend.
And now I know.
Banners are up.
Now I know I said something right.
1 week ago today, Michigan became national champions. Broke the heart of Rico Beard.
I know I'm right now when I can get somebody who's from the other side of the aisle to agree with me. But one Mr. John Jansen just texted me and said, yeah, if you haven't witnessed Big Ten football, you have no idea what it's like until you live it. It's not to say he can't be successful, but this first year, He's going to, like Jonathan Smith, we tried to tell him, hey, that Michigan game's built different. I played Oregon
Not
before.
only that, but with how Sharon Moore was just all about the players, you could have a mass exodus of players that don't want to put up with, quote, Kyle Whittingham's BS. He's going to drive a hard line with these guys.
Man, that quarterback is throwing backwards passes behind his back.
He might have a quarterback coach this year. That would be a start.
Well, no, he doesn't need one. Did you see the behind-the-back pass?
Listen, I've been too busy watching the Michigan documentary on them winning a basketball title.
How long does this go?
I mean, probably a year.
Really?
I'm thinking, yeah.
We got to put up with this for a year?
I got no reason to stop. It's the one thing in my life that I'm enjoying right now.
What about your daughter? Your
I
wife?
enjoy her. That's obvious, yeah.
Your family?
Golf, maybe. Yeah, there's like 5 things.
You just basically threw them away.
No, I love them. I'm talking sports-wise, though. You know, it's 2 different things.
Not a lot to look forward to. What do you got coming up?
Oh, yeah, we're going to do a radio show. There's no Wojo. I have no idea where he is. We're going to talk about the Wings, getting you into Wings. Yes. You know, it's funny. I know what people think of Steve Yzerman. I think I know what people think of Todd McClellan. I don't know what people think of the captain, Dylan Larkin. And I got a cut that I want to play, and I'm curious how people would respond to it. I don't think it's been played on this radio station, so we'll do some of that. And we'll get you up to, what do they call it, the penultimate game? That means the second to last game,
yes,
right?
Good.
Yes, thank you. I just learned that word.
You nailed that.
Thank
you nailed it.
You almost got it.
Yeah, you guys sounded great today. Yes. By the way, Mark McGonagal does not deserve that ball unless he's going to pay
You're going to
for it.
give the ball back, right? Yeah,
for $10,000.
Good guy.
10,000. 15
Jeff
grand.
Rieger coming your way
20 grand?
next,
What
right
would he
here on
get?
97.1.